Hey guys, we've got to that point in the show where we need to start depending on listeners like you to help keep this thing going.
What are we, fucking PBS?
Oh yeah, you know it. I'm LeVar Burton.
I wanted to be LeVar. Fuck. All right.
I called it first.
Yeah,
I'm hosting Jeopardy.
Are you, though? Listen, guys, we need your help. To help keep the lights on, as they say, we are launching our Patreon for Masters of the Cinematic Universe.
Yes.
Yes.
And we have different tiers that you can sign up for and pledge to, just like PBS. You get some different real cool gifts and prizes and merch, depending on the tier that you sign up for.
Oh, we got all the tiers.
Oh yeah,
In
you
fact,
can either be a friend of the show, a friend with benefits.
Ooh.
We could start to get serious, or you could just put a ring on it already.
Ooh, damn. And if you exceed that amount, we'll send you some not safe for work pics if you want.
It's not safe for your eyes pics in my case, but
I'll say for anything pics.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, check out patreon.com/MOTCU. Take a look at all the different tiers that we're offering. Lots of cool swag coming your way, from stickers to t-shirts to getting to pick the film that we talk about.
Yeah. The tiers started at $1. $1 a month. Come on,
What?
folks.
That's it?
Yep, $1 to get in on that number one tier.
And
All
with
right.
that, you even get the live chat with us anytime you want, as well as a shout out on every episode.
Right. So come on, that's less than a cup of coffee a month.
Jesus, what a steal. Yeah, guys,
Right?
check it out. Again, patreon.com/MOTCU.
And then enjoy this week's movie.
Hold your ears, folks. It's showtime.
Yes, welcome to Masters of the Cinematic Universe. I'm Joe. Doug's here. Eric's here. And we have our own private fanboy today on the show with us.
Who that is?
Oh man, I don't know who that is. You have fans of this show?
Somehow.
There's a few of them out there.
It's
got
not
more
fucking
fans
me.
of
So
this
who's
show than the
also
other
on
show.
this call?
That's Robert James Smith of The Cure.
That's right. Dragon all.
Uh,
Smeared dick sucking lips, like he's really perfected that look. If you really think about it, the smeared lipstick, like he's been, going down on somebody for I don't know, a couple hours. Way to commit, Rob. Way to commit.
it's like a love song.
It's more
that was
like
The Cure, right?
a fascination
Was that The Cure, though?
with the street.
The song, love song, or whatever it is.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Really listen
I feel
to
like
the
it
fucking
was.
Cure at all.
I feel like it was.
Other than Fascination Street, because it's got one of the coolest fucking opening bass lines ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a bad. I mean, you got your Boys Don't Cry, right? That's the
Right.
What's that Love Cat song? That's a weird one.
Love Cat.
I was listening to The Cure on the way home today. I forget what song though. It was a very uncurious song. It has like an orchestral piece in it. It was quite lovely.
Welcome back to Cure Talk. I'm your host. We're talking all things Cure. Robert Smith, lipstick, sucking dicks. You be the judge. Caller.
You know.
That was great.
I guess for this episode, it'd be more appropriate to me, for me to just talk a lot of shit about Rush.
Oh,
Yeah.
Rush. Wait, before we start, all right, are any of you guys Rush fans?
Yes, I grew up on
Joe's
Rush.
How
stupid
can you
ass.
not like Rush?
I
I
grew up
can't
on
not
Rush.
Like Rush? Okay, so 2 against 2.
My
Oh, thank you, Eric. I love you.
Wait, you don't like Rush, Eric?
I don't.
Thank you, Jesus.
I'm indifferent to Rush. I don't.
Off the show.
All right.
Yeah, right?
It's been a good run, guys.
I wish I would have known this earlier.
That's fine.
This-
We're gonna me and Eric are gonna start a Star Wars show, right?
Listen, this life is not for rent. Okay.
Oh, you're a funny guy.
I appreciate the musicianship. It's very unique. I don't know. Maybe it's the vocals that get. I don't know.
It's the vocals that get it's why I fucking don't like Coheed and Cambria. Like they're solid musicians, but man, that guy needs to shut the fuck up.
Yeah, but Geddy Lee's
Hey,
balls
RJ, I found
finally
your song.
dropped. In the later
Huh?
albums, his balls dropped. So
Uh-oh.
What'd you say to me, Joe?
I found your song.
Welcome back to Cure Talk.
I don't know why. The song stuck in my head. I had to play it. But what's new with you guys? There's got to be something good going on other than the fact that we have the member of the Cure on the show today.
What's new? What's new? I built a guitar. That's new.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
What'd you
Yeah.
build?
So I always wanted an SG Junior, and I couldn't afford it.
So
And then
got
I
a
always,
Sprat.
yeah, exactly. And then I wanted the Junior reissue. Couldn't afford that either. So I just decided to.
Epiphone, dog.
I mean, yeah, I have. I don't know. I have a couple
You got
of.
Epiphone money. I know you. You
I
got
do.
Epiphone money.
Well, I got a Les Paul Junior that's an Epiphone. It's fine. I don't know. Just I really there's something about it I always dug. So I got a kit
Doug?
from France, and yeah, put it together, painted it. What's the color? Shrimp pastel.
Oh yeah, shrimp.
shrimp pastel.
Fucking
I
shrimp
got
That's
pastel.
the best
pictures of
color
this
name
thing.
ever.
I'll send it to the group. Yeah, it came out cool, man. It came out
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah, I dig
is
it.
pretty fucking
I
cool.
think it looks really cool. Definitely.
And it has a great color name.
That name is the best color name ever. You kidding me?
Shrimp pastel.
I'm gonna paint everything that color now.
I know, fantastic. I got a Wolf Meaner P90. Put that in there. Sounds great. So
Nice.
I'm excited. I'm happy with it. Other than that, man, just art crazy. Tom and Dan, if you're into it, grab the coloring book for charity.
Oh, that thing is so badass.
Yeah.
Thank you, man. Trying to raise $5,000 for Yellow Brick Road Foundation. I think there's like 30 or 40 left. So hit up Tom and Dan and grab those. That's about it for me.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Fair enough.
Ain't nothing new with me. Same fucking shit as always. The damn program we used to record on is not working, so we're trying this a different way. So
Yeah,
if this
fuck
sounds
you,
bad,
Cass. Get your shit together.
if this sounds bad, we paid for it, but it's not working.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, my life is pretty fucking boring too right now.
I mean, that's what happens when you get old, right?
Yeah. Yes. Exactly. Because you can't have fun when you get old. No, it's just the
That's
the weather's getting nice, which is cool. Next weekend, I'm driving down to New York to visit my son, so I'm excited about that. Haven't seen them for a very long time, and yeah. But otherwise, it's just the same old shit.
That's respectable.
Yeah.
What's going on with you, RJ?
Well, life.
Wow.
No, man.
It's
Like
less
I've been
exciting
buying.
than life.
I am working on some new stuff with Brian Gower of the Tone Jerks. I am doing stuff for Telly Talks. I've been investing in a lot of camera gear recently that I'm pretty happy with. The results that I'm getting now that I have said pieces of gear, just more lighting. Even though I had lighting before, problem I had with it was it's just too fucking big. I need something a little more compact. So, went with LED panels and stuff, like a big ass fucking softbox.
Nice.
Like I said,
Soft box.
yeah. Got a good deal on a nice camera case. It's like $30, but like it was on sale for like $14.
Cool.
Nice. Oh, dude, talk to me about this this vaporwave clip that you sent, because that got me inspired, man. Like,
oh yeah, that was. I mean, that's not new, but that was a while ago. Yeah. So I don't even remember which one I sent to the group, but basically, I mainly work. I do everything off of a fucking iPad now, essentially. And people talk a lot of shit, but you can actually accomplish quite a bit with like third-party plugins. And then just, Joe loves GarageBand, but actually GarageBand
right
can be powerful if you know how to use it. But also I just really, I've been having a lot of fun with it just because I also have a new synth, or not new anymore, but it's called the Novation Circuit. It's a groove box, and I actually loaded up some samples that are all essentially synth wave based.
So some stool samples.
Ooh. Joe, are you not a fan of the 80s future wave stuff?
I do know that Robert James Smith was very big into the 80s future wave.
That was the present wave at the time. You got to remember.
That is true. At the time, it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I just I really like what I'm able to do on the go. That's the best thing about it. Like I can fit my entire studio in my backpack.
Nice.
Like my HX Stomp, I have a converter that lets me plug up to a US battery bank if I want quality guitar tones instead of like the shit ones built into like GarageBand. I have.
Well, they're not shit if you know how to use GarageBand.
That's cool though, man. Like that's the future. That and like playing Mortal Kombat with your friends in Vietnam. Like that's the kind of shit that I dreamed about.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because like when I started recording music, I had a huge like Roland mixer. You had to put a blank CD in there. You know, if you like, that was it. It's massive.
Yeah, no, it's pretty awesome what you can accomplish with a minimal setup. And that's actually some of the video stuff I am working on right now. Just to show one, how cool it is, how versatile it can be, and big thing is how like modular it can be for your specific situation. Like, I don't know if like you're a podcaster, for instance, like it's just a simple, like once you plug it in a few things and you're good to go.
Nice.
So,
well, since we're talking about the past so much and the future so much, we're about to talk about a movie that's 12 years old about a movie that's 23 years old.
Yep.
mm-hmm.
And it's actually older than 12 years old.
Is it? It was in 2009.
Yeah, I know, but they started shooting this thing in 2006.
We only talk about when it comes out, not like when we start shooting it.
We're talking about release dates, Doug.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get your shit together.
Yeah. No one cares about the intercourse. It's about when you come.
Really?
Right.
And you still have a spouse?
That's why he's got 5 fucking kids,
I
Doug.
guess so, but I mean, I got 4, and for me, it's about the intercourse. I'm sorry, folks.
Oh man!
I'll make sure that's engraved on your tombstone.
Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, no time for
both of us. Yeah, that would be great. Yeah. For me, it's about the intercourse.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
So
Period.
We're gonna talk about another thing that didn't age well. The Weinstein Company.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Jesus Christ!
who greenlit this movie called Fanboys.
Yep.
A box office flop.
Yeah, dude.
Like it failed fucking hard. It didn't even make $1 million, and the budget was, I think, $9 million.
Oh, $9 million?
It took fucking 9. And you know what it is? I guarantee you, the reason why it was $9 million is just because the cameos that they had to pay for. Yeah. That's where the fucking budget went.
Yes,
that's where Shatner got like at least $1 million.
Dude, everybody was in this fucking movie.
Dude, fucking for real.
No, I asked you guys.
Everybody and then some, because you got, our boy in there twice.
Oh my God.
Oh, yeah.
3 times.
3 times.
Honestly, you know where okay. All I could think about was Mars Attacks when I was watching this.
Oh yeah.
It's like this is a Jack Nicholson and Mars Attacks scenario.
Yeah.
Because it was like, wait, are they expecting us as the audience to disassociate Seth Rogen with himself? Because it was a very awkward transition. We'll get there.
Yeah, I'm gonna get this. I got all the fucking cameos in this written in my notes here for this movie.
Nice.
Because there was a lot.
Oh yeah, I think that's probably one of the things that makes this film enjoyable.
Yeah,
is because you can clearly Like you can clearly see the passion. Like everyone just, I feel like you can genuinely feel like everyone just made an appearance because they are a fan of Star Wars.
I'm just wondering what James Franco was doing because he should have been. He's the only person missing from the crew.
Oh,
Is
yeah,
he a
that's
Star
true.
Wars guy?
Yeah, but I mean, it's not that. It's like Rogan, Craig Robinson, Danny McBride, Jay Baruchel. Like
Yeah.
the only person missing is Franco.
Yeah, but I think this might have even been before their relationship with him blossomed. Again, we're going back to 2006 when this was shot. So they were all. I mean, Seth Rogen knew Baruchel because they're both from Canada, and you know what I mean. So I don't even know if Franco was on the scene yet with them.
Yeah, maybe not.
Yeah,
I mean, this is not the end.
yeah.
So, in typical fashion of these type of movies that are based around space and all kinds of shit, we get an opening blast of music and a crawl. And I took the liberty earlier today, which is when I found out that our normal recording thing wasn't working, to record the crawl over the music so that I wouldn't have to say it now. So without further ado, here we go. A short time ago in a galaxy not so far, far away. Fanboys Episode 7, Return of the Saga. The year is 1998, and it is a period of galactic civil war. Scratch that. There's no civil war. That would be crazy. However, the past 15 years have been a dark time for Star Wars fans, but there is hope. A new Star Wars film is on the horizon. In 199 days, 3 hours, 33 minutes, and 32 seconds, the most anticipated movie of all time will be released. In a little remote state of Ohio, two best friends and lifelong Star Wars fans have drifted apart. Little do they know that on Halloween night, their paths will cross again. Ever wonder why these words are flying? Maybe aliens in another galaxy will one day read this and think, what the fuck? Sent from my iPhone.
Very good, Joe.
Joe with the production quality today.
Right.
My God.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
I like that.
Game.
I love
And
the
for
whole
fanboys of all movies.
Yeah, exactly.
I absolutely love the fact that it says sent from my iPhone.
I know.
And 'cause it took a while to figure out how to turn that shit off when you first got an iPhone, man.
Yeah.
I never had
Oh,
one.
you
I
can
don't
turn that
know.
off?
Yeah. Nothing
Yeah,
like
because
coming
it's
out of
like
the
your
closet to everybody you text.
automatic signature.
You got to know me real well to know my automagic signature.
Automatic signature. But yeah.
So as that crawl ends in typical Star Wars fashion, we pan down on a house party with the worst fucking song of all time playing. Chumbawamba's Tub Thumping.
All right, but tell me it doesn't do a great job of bringing you back.
Oh, absolutely. It
Oh,
did
yeah.
for
It
me.
does,
Yep. Yep.
Yep. People are dancing, they're drinking, they're having a good old fucking time, and then all of a sudden the front door busts open and two stormtroopers come in, clearing a path for Darth Vader. As they walk around the party, they decide to take their helmets off, and we see three of our main characters, Linus, Hutch, and Windows. I'll go to the people playing them real quick. Linus is played by Chris Marquette, who he's been in a lot of shit, but I only really recognize him from Barry.
Yeah, exactly. It's a lot of bit parts.
Dude,
I noticed.
guys, the girl next door.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
yeah.
we're talking about like newer stuff, like
Well,
lately.
that's what I
okay.
recognize him when I see him. I'm like, what do I
Yeah.
know him from?
I was gonna say because like the girl next door, that's like of this era, and it's
That is
similar feelings get brought up when talking about both of these movies. To be fair,
Yeah. No, I get it.
fair.
I get it.
To be fair.
We also get the other stormtrooper is Dan Fogler. You might recognize him from Balls of Fury or The Walking Dead or School for Scoundrels.
Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. Come on. That's
Mhm.
where
I didn't
that's
really
where all the
watch
young
those.
folks know him from now.
And the
lot of-
Goldbergs.
he's right.
Yeah, he is the Goldbergs.
Oh,
too.
he was in the Goldbergs? I didn't know that.
Which is cool because when I got to the end credits of this movie, I saw that Adam Goldberg was a co-writer of the screenplay.
Interesting. And then, of course, we get the star, Mr. Vader himself. That's Jay Baruchel. I mean, you could recognize him from RJ's favorite movie, How to Train Your Dragon.
Yes.
Also, another favorite of mine, She's Out of Your League.
That's the movie
Yeah,
about Doug meeting
that's-
Brooke Shields in the airport.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what Doug's life is based
100%.
off of.
You might also recognize him from the hit FX show Man Seeking Woman, which I fucking love. Also, as the aforementioned, This Is the End, where it's like basically that whole crew in an apocalypse scenario. We're going to do that movie one day, I think.
Yeah, I think we need to.
One day, someday, but not today, and thank Jesus.
And also from a movie we already previously covered, Tropic Thunder.
Yeah.
And a movie we're about to cover next week in Almost Famous.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Yeah. I forgot about that. Damn,
So,
you're right.
Baruchel's been in a lot of shit. I really enjoy him as an actor. He's kind of like a cool Mike Cera.
Yeah, and funnier.
Oh yeah, way funnier. Man Seeking Woman is one of those fucking shows. If you haven't watched that show, you need to like just stop what you're doing and go watch that show.
I could
Him
not
and Eric
agree
Andre.
more, Joe. That show is absolute comedy genius.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, I'll be right back, guys.
Yeah.
Tanaka.
That and,
The giant penis monster.
old Hitler in a wheelchair dating his ex-girlfriend. I mean, what more can you ask for? Anyway.
Oh, such a fucking great TV show.
Yeah.
All right, so as those three come in and take their helmets off, we see the fourth member of the crew, Eric, kind of in shock as he's overfilling his beer from a keg and getting shit from the girl, Zoe. The two characters that play them are Sam Huntington, who he's not really been in too much that I recognize. Detroit Rock City was one of them, and Being Human was the other. Really.
Yes, those are his two other claims to fame.
Yeah, Being Human, yeah.
Yep.
But more importantly, Zoe. I had to do a double take. So I'm like, is that fucking Kristen Bell?
Yeah.
Like, because
Yeah,
I've never seen her with anything but blonde hair.
Very young Kristen Bell. Yeah.
Yeah. And she's been in literally everything.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much everything.
The Good Place. A lot of people probably recognize her from that.
Yep.
Veronica Mars
Veronica
being
Mars.
the biggest one.
Forgetting Sarah
Frozen,
Marshall.
Frozen. She was the name. She was Anna in Frozen.
Yeah.
And Party Down. She was in that show. Heroes.
Couples Retreat.
She even played Sarah Marshall again in Get Him to the Greek.
That is a great movie.
Yes, it is.
That movie is so damn funny. Oh my god. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I really enjoyed Russell Brand.
Oh yeah. No, he.
I think he's a dipshit in real life.
Well,
I think
he's a
fucking
bit of a
moron,
pretentious
but
little shit.
I
but,
do enjoy when he makes an appearance in a film.
Yeah.
And a little bit of trivia. In one of our previous episodes, there was a character that said, "Go away, Baton," and I'm assuming he was thinking about her.
Probably.
Because that is his wife.
That is his wife.
Side note about Chris Marquette, like I forgot, he's also another classic favorite of mine, Just Friends. He plays the little brother.
Oh shit!
Have you seen that movie, Doug?
I saw it once in a long time. Yeah,
Dude,
like
it's
probably when it
fucking
came out.
hilarious. You guys got to watch that movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll check that one out again.
Yeah.
All right, so Eric looks at her and tries to guess what her costume is and says it's something with tampons, and she says she's Picasso's blue period.
That's
I
funny.
thought that was pretty genius.
That was good. That was good.
I'll
That was
give her
good.
credit.
Yeah. She looks at him and asks if he's a corporate suit, and he just says he's a car salesman and he came straight from work. She's trying to like insinuate if he's going to have a reunion with the boys. You kind of see something's weird, like he's kind of like been outcasted from them because something happens. There's some tension, and then a running gag. Windows get stuck as he walks through the doorway with a little shit hanging from it.
Yes.
Now, in this episode, I don't have a ton of audio clips, but the audio clips I have are pretty girthy because there's some
God, I love
conversations.
that term.
I don't want to cut the conversations, but we're going to, right now, I'm going to go to a conversation they have of them catching up. And there's a little bit of Boba Fett talking there.
God, girthy.
Oh my God. You guys have both got to stop perpetuating this myth that Boba Fett is some kind of badass. All right, wait. He has a jetpack. So did the Rocketeer. Really cool. I mean, when it comes time for battle, the man's Michael Bay. All style, no substance.
If you diss the Fett again, I will cornhole you with a lightsaber.
Jesus, is that Butler? Hey, guys.
You got a lot of nerve showing your face around here.
Give Daddy a huggy. Yeah.
Stop it. You little bastard. Oh, I hope that's just your blaster poking.
God, it's been parsecs.
Yeah, it's good to see you too, man. Linus? It's been like, what, so it's like a year now, right?
3.
Still drawn?
Oh, no, I bailed on that shit after high school.
How's life in the auto trade?
Still second in command of the old man. You?
Comic book store still afloat, but the geeks aren't biting like the old days.
You?
Get my money together so I can start my detailing business. We'll call it Hutch Touch. That's funny because I just sworn that you were delivering pizza and living in your mom's garage. It's not a garage. It's a carriage house. Carriage house.
Okay.
How is your carriage?
So you could tell like these guys got a rapport. Like they know each other, like going way back. They joke around all kinds of fucking Star Wars everything in this.
I'm really happy that you brought up this clip, or that you had this clip. And I didn't know you were going to have it, because there's actually something I want to talk about. Like the point that he makes about the Michael Bay thing, I feel like doesn't actually, if it were 1998 when this movie is supposed to take place, that means he's only done 3 films. Bad Boys, The Rock, and potentially Armageddon might have been out, because that came out in 98. And I feel like Michael Bay hadn't gotten that reputation yet of being all style, no substance.
Well, I mean, Bad Boys.
Personally. And so I feel like that joke works now because of when it came out. But if you were telling that, or if you were saying that shtick back then, it wouldn't have like really hit.
Yeah, I even liked Michael Bay back then.
Yeah, like everybody
I like
did.
this shit. The Rock was a great movie, and I know
Bad Boys was fucking hilarious. Like,
I mean, Armageddon is one of my favorite guilty pleasure movies of all time. So I get it.
So
I didn't start hating him until Transformers.
Exactly.
Yeah, so you're right. I get it.
He did a lot of music videos in the beginning, it looks like.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, he did.
He's done a ton of music videos.
Yep.
That's how. Well, that was very much a.
Okay, he did Meatloaf's "Bat Out of Hell."
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
oh
he did.
My God.
So, like, that was very much a thing back then. Like, in the early '90s, like a lot of directors did these big production movie styled or cinematic.
Yep.
Music videos, and that's how they got their start. Like Mila Jovovich's husband, he did the same thing.
Yeah,
What is his name?
I forget.
But you're right. The only movies that were out then was Bad Boys, The Rock, and Armageddon.
Yeah,
so
those
I don't
are
feel like
3
that.
solid movies. So
Those are solid movies. So I don't feel like the whole he's all style and no substance.
But
Like
see,
I don't think people
when-
caught on to that back then yet.
When they made this movie, in between there, though, we had Pearl Harbor, Bad Boys 2,
Mhm.
The Island, Transformers 2.
Oh yeah.
Pearl Harbor's another guilty pleasure. I dig that movie.
That movie's fucking
forgot that
awful.
he made
I'm
this
not
movie?
saying it's good. I think it's awful, but it's one of those things when it's on, I'll watch it.
He did make one movie I absolutely love, Pain and Gain.
That movie's
That's
good.
a good one.
Gain,
That was a good one. That kind of redeemed him a little bit.
Yeah.
For a brief moment. Then Transformers: Age of Extinction
Well,
came out, and you're
exactly.
like, oh shit. Never
But I mean,
mind.
you can't really go wrong with The Rock and Mark Wahlberg.
No, I know, but that was a very un-Bay movie.
Yeah.
Like, and that's why it succeeded. That's why I thought it was good.
Well, also the locale they used for it was really
Yes, Joe, we know.
God. You know what?
I was hoping to get away unscathed, but damn it,
I was waiting for it.
I know.
Now I'll say I love the Boba Fett conversation because right away
Yes.
the movie feels authentic.
Yeah.
Like
I
as
mean,
a,
hell
as
yeah.
a Star Wars
Rocketeer.
fan, how many times have you had that argument with somebody?
Well, let's it feels like a genuine conversation for the time, because now if you look at like Star Wars fandom, it's kind of just it's not even something I necessarily want to talk about, because it's not that lighthearted fun that you have about talking shit about Boba Fett or whatever, you know.
One of
and
the
I
big
was actually-
takeaways, though, here is the fact that he hasn't talked to Linus in 3 years,
Right.
and I'm
This is
assuming the
true.
other ones too. I'm not
is true.
sure if it's all of them.
I thought the big takeaway was the Rocketeer is in some people's eyes,
Yeah.
an underrated film.
It really is.
Oh my God, you're one of those people. I was trying to think.
It's not. It's not
Fucking
underrated.
shit.
So also we get the running joke of the carriage house.
Yeah.
The garage.
I know.
But as we move on, Hutch is trying to look cool in the party. He gets caught in the same doorway that Windows got caught in earlier.
Yeah.
When we get kind of like this weird little like jumping around thing. Windows, which is Jay Baruchel's name. I don't know why it's so weird to call him that, but he's trying to get service, like a place to plug in his Tough Book. And Zoe's giving him shit
so
about
much.
it. They start talking about his online girlfriend that he met her in a Jedi chat room, and she's perfect, intelligent, Cervic, and a diehard fan with connections in the Lucas camp. At which point Linus says she also has a man package and a goatee.
Which I love the choice of, oh no, she describes herself as a mix between, was it Sarah Michelle Gellar and who?
Janine Garofalo.
Yeah.
And I like as he's saying it, the other guys kind of like say it with him and kind of mock him.
Yeah, for sure.
But I love how he described himself to her. A white Billy D. Williams or white chocolate.
I am white chocolate. I think is what he follows up with.
Yes, he did.
This weird little like timer thing goes off that like is a countdown timer right at midnight. So they say there's another day down. Linus says it's his turn and Windows throws it over to him. This is the official episode 1 countdown timer.
Yes.
Currently it's at 6 months, 12 days, 8 hours, and some change.
And like just the whole movie being predicated on the excitement for this thing. God damn, that took me back because I was there like when episode 1 was coming out. I was a kid and I was so pumped, man. Like it felt even up to the premiere, it felt fucking electric.
Yeah.
And then we saw it.
I thought you were just because you were feeling nostalgic because it was on a Palm Pilot.
Well, that too. A black and white Palm Pilot, yeah.
I got another clip here now of the next part where they're talking about wanting to see this movie, and I'm gonna go ahead and just let them say it.
I would sell my soul to see that movie right here, right now.
Dude, I would sell my left nut, and I only have the one nut, so you see how serious I am?
I cannot listen to this shit for another 6 months.
Oh, shush your mouth. You know, we could see the movie.
Please, not this one.
Oh, yes, please, listen. Tell us about the rabbit George.
Imagine it, okay? We drive across the country in one night. We break in to the Skywalker Ranch and steal ourselves a prince.
You guys have been talking about this since the 5th grade, okay? It's not going to happen.
Why the hell not?
Well, first of all, it's 2,000 miles away. Second of all, even if you could get there, you'd be arrested.
It's been a blast, Barbara. Ready to douche up the party. Nothing is impossible.
So they start talking about this plan to possibly drive across country and steal the movie from the Lucas Ranch.
Skywalker Ranch.
Which I always, for some reason now, because of the stupid show on History Channel, think of the Skinwalker Ranch, which is in Utah, and like or is it Utah or Colorado? One of those states over there, basically. And like it's some weird alien thing where they keep finding like mutilated cows and shit. If you've never heard of this place, it's fucking crazy. It was on Ancient Aliens, and there's a whole show about it now where these people are investigating it, like weird radiation and shit.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Like you see if you see the pictures, it is fucking weird.
Yeah, it's insane.
I'm like you gotta go a long way to like really, like commit to that as like a shtick, like if it was fake kind of thing.
The weird part was like they had these cows that had been drained of all their blood, and there was no blood on the ground, like literally just drained of blood laying there. It's and like it happened like instantly. It's insane. Just look up this place called Skinwalker Ranch if you want to watch some weird ass shit. But anyways, back to this movie.
Yeah.
You can tell they've been talking about this forever. And it's one of those things that like was like their childhood dream. They just never got around to doing it. We get the party ends and we go to Bottler Motors. And we have kind of what looks like to be a staff meeting of people who are kind of bored, but they're watching this commercial of Big Chuck, who I don't care what else he's in. He's only going to be one character ever to me.
Of course.
Oh, Shooter, man.
And
Come
Shooter
on.
McGavin from
Yeah.
Happy Gilmore, Christopher McDonald.
Yeah.
Is that on your guys' list?
Not yet.
Happy Gilmore?
It needs to be.
It should be eventually.
We only had so
it's
many
one of
weeks.
my-
I mean,
I know.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, it's like one of my favorite Adam Sandler films of all time.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Cut
agree.
combo.
Why don't you want to go to your home? Are you too good for your home? That's a great movie.
yes,
That's one of those movies when it comes on, you just stop. Like you just
Yeah.
it doesn't
Yeah.
matter where it's at in the film. Like you just watch it. Like
Yes.
you just fucking watch it.
Same thing with Billy Madison.
that one.
It
That
doesn't
one hasn't
hold up
aged
as
well.
much.
That one,
Yeah,
has,
but we
except
are
for
all-
the end speech, that one hasn't aged
Yeah.
well.
We are all now dumber for having listened to you.
Yeah, that. I mean, that's all time.
That's how I feel with Joe every week.
Yeah, exactly. So as the commercial ends, which is basically him with some chicks and his cowboy hat on, everyone kind of just fake claps.
Yeah.
Big Chuck tells Eric that's slick advertising, and it reminds him of a Terry Bruckheimer movie. And then someone yells Top Gun,
Yeah.
which I like how he calls him Terry Bruckheimer. Outside, Eric walks out with another one of the salesmen and sees Hutch in windows standing in front of like a Star Wars themed rape van.
Star Wars theme rape it. Oh,
I couldn't think of how else to describe it, but like imagine a rape van with a bunch of Star Wars art on it and an R2D2 sticking out the top.
Jesus Christ.
I mean,
You're
red
not
wheels were a
wrong,
nice
Joe,
touch.
but Jesus fucking Christ. You had to describe it like that.
like if you saw that van driving through your neighborhood, you'd get a little worried.
yeah. He's out of line, but he's not wrong.
Yeah.
You know?
I call him as I sees him.
But
So-
that van becomes a very like central character to this movie in
Kinda
the
does.
same way that the Falcon does. You know,
The
I
Falcon.
appreciate it. I appreciate it.
It's funny you say that. The first thing that came to mind is not the Falcon, but actually the Enterprise.
Whoa. Say it canonically correct. The
Yes.
Falcon.
It's a Falcon, sir.
Yeah, it is.
No one calls
Anyways.
it Falcon.
Sorry, no, there's no anyways.
It's always Falcon in all
That is
the movies.
that is fact.
Anyways, point is, the first thing that came to mind as far as when I think of a ship and it being a character, it would be the Enterprise, not the Millennium Falcon.
Thank you.
Okay.
I'm just saying. Because, they like to talk a lot of shit in this movie about Trekkies, but I feel like there's actually just a lot of love there for Trek as well.
Well, yeah, of course. Trekkers.
Trekkers.
Trekkies is
yeah.
kind of
Trekkers.
derogatory.
You know what's funny though? But back then that was a thing. Like they
Yes.
decided to actually change their name because like Trekkie became a derogatory term.
There's a documentary called Trekkers.
We're
Yeah.
also
Yes.
getting a little ahead of ourselves here.
I'm sorry. I'm just passionate about this movie. That's
But-
why you got me on, baby.
But I'm really like disappointed that they tried to go all TOS with the costuming. They really should have like mixed in some Enterprise and Voyager. And
No,
Deep Space
there's
Nine.
the data character.
Yeah, I saw that, but they still were wearing all the costumes. Were like
Yeah,
literally
but
True.
they couldn't get the rights to anything. That's why it was all
because them bitches at Viacom.
Exactly.
Like, what are you
Oh,
making a Star Wars love fest? Fuck you. You can't use our shit.
So Eric tells the other sales guy that he walks out with that he'll handle them. Windows says, "We're in the market for some used droids," which is a great little fucking line.
Yeah.
I love that part. Eric tells them they really need some new wheels unless they're interested in riding around in the same old rusted shit buckets since 10th grade. I love how everyone just shits on everyone in this movie. Like they don't hold no back. Nothing.
Yeah.
It's just
And I feel like that's why I identify
That's
with
real.
this film, or like even like other films like it, like Just Friends, and as I
Yeah.
mentioned, The Girl Next Door. It's because that's how we do it. I mean, we literally have a podcast. Well, three out of the
shit on
four
your
of us.
boys. Like,
Yeah.
that's how you know you're cool with somebody. Like, if you feel comfortable enough to shit on them.
Yeah, or if you feel comfortable enough to mock hijack their car.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, he's right.
And you feel comfortable enough with him to stick a whole sausage down your throat.
Oh,
Wow.
God, I wish I was there for that.
We took a hard left turn there.
Oh, yeah, we did.
But no, it's true, man. Like the camaraderie, it feels like this thing was approached with a lot of love, man. Obviously for Star Wars, but you know, like I said, I was surprised to learn that Adam Goldberg was a co-writer on it with another guy. I have to imagine, like in my headcanon, that they were like best friends growing up because it feels very authentic.
It really does. I love the next thing. Hutch then says, "She may not look like much, but she's got it where it counts." And then he starts rubbing the titties on the artwork.
I know. Yep.
To be fair, he doesn't rub; he caresses.
That's true. Eric's trying to figure out why they're there. He asks if they want to look around the lot or drive something. And then Windows like tells him, "Hey, we got to talk about Linus." And Eric like goes and well, he just needs to realize that people like lose touch. And then immediately he's like, "No, he's dying. He has cancer."
Yeah.
Nothing's working. He's got maybe like 3 or 4 months to live.
So here's the first time this movie made me cry. Okay, out of I want to say 10 or fucking 12.
Wow.
Listen, not only am I a sensitive Sally, but this movie checked all my fucking boxes. And I watched it with my wife, and after it was done, I was like, man, I'm surprised at how hard this hit me. And she was like, really? It was a fucking movie about a guy who's dying who wants to see Star Wars. Like, if anything was going to make you cry.
It's like the Star Wars nerd version of A Walk to Remember.
Pretty much.
Yeah. And one of the main reasons why this movie took so long to be released was because Weinstein wanted that completely removed from the story. He wanted nothing to do with a guy dying of cancer.
Really?
He didn't think it was that kind of movie. And he had them do reshoot after reshoot after reshoot. And then finally, in the end, they were able to keep at least that part of it. But yeah, he wanted it completely gone. So,
that's crazy.
That's interesting.
Yep.
So Eric is kind of mad that he's just now finding out, especially since they've known for months. But you know, Linus made them promise not to tell him. Hutch says they've been best friends since first grade, so they figured he had the right to know and make some peace with it before he died. And then Eric's like, "Well, how do I make peace with somebody who doesn't even want like me to know about it?" At what point Windows like says, "You know, this isn't about you. It's like,
right.
get the fuck over yourself." You know, at this point, Chaz, who I only know him from one other thing that I recognize him from, and that's The Office, where he was Pam's original boyfriend.
I think that's
David
everybody
Denman
recognizes him.
Yeah,
he's been in a lot more stuff that you recognize.
I know, that's just
but
where I
yeah,
always
The Office.
recognize him
Yeah,
instantly.
of course. But yeah,
he walks out and drops one of my favorite lines. "Holy shit! If it ain't C3 penis face and R2 dickhead."
Yeah.
Then Hutch says, "What asks what he said, you giant bastard." At which point Chaz says, "Well played."
That made me laugh out loud, man.
Yes.
That was so good.
Yeah.
Still see you drive the Nerdmobile. Eric tells Chaz he's just being an idiot. Chaz says, "Why are they out here sticking G.I. Joes up their asses?" But he convinced his dad to let him recut the commercial so he could suck it. He throws a fake punch at Eric, who flinches, and then gets 2 more Princess Leia. Nanu, get a haircut.
Yeah.
They obviously don't care much for Chaz, but Hutch says that Linus is coming later to the carriage house, and Eric needs to be there too as they drive off.
I'm glad you called it the carriage house and not the garage, because I would have had to correct it.
You gotta stick with, you gotta be canonical about it.
It's not Hutch's touch yet.
Not yet.
Now we get to the carriage house, which is actually like a fun place to hang out, honestly. Hutch, Windows, and Linus are playing Mario Kart, which It just looks like fun. I don't know why he has the Chewbacca mask and he didn't get a bunch of money from a bunch of kids making fun of him, but
This is true.
but I guess he already had a bunch of money from just being, talented. So Eric knocks on the door and comes in with a vacuum, which is like he tells Hutch that his mom wants him to clean up or he won't get grilled cheeses for a week. And I love his response. That's emotional blackmail and you know it. I'm going to sue you. That fucking life. Imagine going back to that life where you didn't, like, your biggest worry was not getting a grilled cheese sandwich.
I dream about that every day, man.
Right. I mean, life was so much simpler back then.
And the carriage house does look like a badass place. Like, I'm looking at the clip right now.
It's like a chilling pad, like where you can hang out with your boys.
Like, this and the warehouse from Ninja Turtles are the two coolest places for, like, a teen to hang.
I have to
I had
agree
to
with you.
say, like, I don't know, like, maybe you guys were PlayStation kids, but it really, like again, with the nostalgia of playing fucking Mario Kart 64.
Oh, yeah.
It was so good. Like, there's 2 games for co-op. Mario 64, GoldenEye.
Yes.
Nothing else exists.
And that's not true. What about the that X-Wing, what was it?
That wasn't multiplayer.
Oh, fuck your multiplayer.
That's what I'm
you're
referring
also
to. I'm talking about, like, couch co-op.
You're
There were
forgetting
2
the very
games.
important one. Star Fox.
Ooh, Star Fox.
Ooh. All right. I'll give you that. Bitch.
Like my
Motherfucker.
So Linus looks over at Windows and is kind of pissed and asks what the hell he's doing here. Windows says it was Hutch's idea, and Eric says he just came to talk and he wants to talk to him alone. At which point, I'm going to play a clip of their conversation.
Linus, hey, stop walking. Linus, hold up, man. Stop. What the hell, man? I did nothing to you.
Exactly. You did nothing. Absolutely nothing. Eric Bodler graduates high school and then never looks back. You bailed on our plan, Bodler.
What plan? To be the next big thing in comics? Come on, man. That was never going to happen. I did what I had to do, dude. I grew up. I'm the only one who did. Look at you guys.
You know, you can fool everybody with this cheap suit salesman of the year pitch, but I know you better than anybody, and deep down, you are one miserable son of a bitch.
Miserable, huh?
Yeah, miserable.
Because if you ask me, miserable is wasting your life in Hutch's garage, playing video games, arguing whether or not Luke really had a thing for Leia.
You know, as well as anybody, that as soon as Luke knew Leia was his sister, it was hands off.
They still kiss.
That was Leia kissing Luke to make Han jealous.
Yeah, that was the second time. And the first time.
The first time they're about to die.
They were not,
swinging
you liar.
30,000 feet
Well,
in the air.
you know when you're a sibling, okay? There's something innate.
It doesn't matter.
There's
You
no
can telepathy
it
between Luke
spans
and Leia.
the
So
ocean.
episode 6.
It was not about
romance
to
in a
die.
sci-fi opera.
Who cares about this shit, man, huh? Who cares about
I do. I care.
You need a new car. They were siblings! They were siblings, you sick bastard!
I'm really glad you kept that part.
I know.
And you didn't
They
cut
were
it off.
siblings, you sick bastard.
I'm so happy you played that exchange, man, because that marks the second time that this fucking movie made me cry. And it probably shouldn't
Because
have.
You wanted Luke and Leia to hook up?
That.
No, he's crying because
He's always been
I
all
said
about
the
that.
other day when we were recording, I was like, Leia kissed him again. I'm like, she knows it this time.
No, honestly, the acting was better than it had any right to be between these two.
Yeah.
And his response when he says, "Who cares about this shit?" and his earnest response, like pleading, is like, "I do." That hit me in a way that was a little too intense because I relate really hard to that.
Well, I just like how they're having a serious conversation about their life, and they instantly go into Luke and Leia
Yeah,
kissing.
they can't help themselves. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely, man.
you can
And that
tell this
argument too.
fight has been going on for a long time.
And it'll never resolve. That's the beauty of it.
Yep. I was like, you need a new car. Dude's about to fucking die. He doesn't need a new car. Let him keep that old shitty ass Escort.
I mean, I never thought of it that way until you literally said that, Joan. That's just real dark.
Like, he's got 3 to 4 months to live. You need a new car. For what? I mean,
like, that's real dark, Joe.
I mean, I would
God
get the new
damn
car
it.
if I was going to die in 3 months. I would never make the payments. Just fucking come get
Yeah,
it.
dude. Let it get fucking repoed. Like, I give a shit.
Yeah. And like, dude, you're telling him you need a new car. You won't have a car a lot. Just give him the fucking car if you want to give him a car. You'll get
That's
it right
right.
back. You know, it's just like a loaner.
You'll get it right back. Oh my god.
Go get him the loaner.
Oh, man.
So now we're back at Bottler Motors. It's nighttime. Eric's, which I love the fact that the artist is named Eric, of course.
Oh, that's sweet.
He's sitting there drawing.
All shucks.
Shooter McGavin walks in.
Shooter McGavin.
Tells him they need to talk. He tells Eric that he's the new face of the company. Big Eric. Big Eric who? Big Eric you. It's all yours, kiddo. The entire shebang, all 15 locations. Eric said yes. Shooter gives him the hat and says his mom would be proud to see him wear it. And he says, hey, you and me, tanning Tuesdays? I love because he got the fake tan. It's so fucking great. He just looks like stereotypical like douche car salesman.
Oh, he plays the best douches. He does.
Yeah, he really does.
Can I just say, what a way to come from like some serious privilege. I mean, imagine that man's income.
Yeah.
If he does have 15 locations.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just like, oh, you actually could have been an artist and just lived off your daddy.
Yep. Which
You
this
bastard.
that actually reminds me of another movie I want to do one day, which is The Goods Buy Hard or Sell Hard, whatever it
Yeah,
is.
that's a good movie.
The one with Jeremy Piven.
Yep.
Great
I think
movie.
Used Cars is better, but The Goods is also a good movie.
Oh, they're both good movies.
Yeah.
I like
Right,
the
if we're doing car movies, I want the Michael Keaton one where the Chinese factory buys
Japanese,
out the
yeah.
American factory.
Gung-ho.
Japanese, yeah. Yes, I love that.
Assan Motors.
Yeah.
That's a great movie too.
Yeah.
I think we were
Well,
talking about that before.
We have
on
talked about that
another
one. Yeah.
episode.
All right, I have a question. Why did the older brother get passed up on this?
Yeah, I know. I was just
I
thinking
mean,
the
do
same
you
thing.
really got to ask that
Yeah, that's
question?
true. He's not the brightest bulb in the pack, I
He's
guess.
kind of douchey,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but
but not the right type
Like,
of douchey.
don't get me wrong. Shooter McGavin was no idiot. I'm just saying,
no.
the man's got 15 fucking locations.
Yeah.
He knows a little bit about business, and he knows which son might be a little more acclimated
Yeah,
and up
that's
for the
true.
task.
Yeah. He got
Listen.
pissed because like instead of calling himself Little Chuck, he called himself Chaz. Which I got a
Yeah,
friend
you
named
can't
Chuck.
run 15 locations with the name like Chaz.
I got a friend named Chuck. I'm gonna start calling him Chaz just to fuck with him.
you should. You should.
Because he's old school, kind of like in his late 50s, old Trump toting guy. I'm gonna start calling him Chaz just
There
to
you go.
fuck with him. We go next to the Hole in the Wall Comics, which is the comic book store. I don't know if it's just managed by or owned by Windows. It seems like he wouldn't own a business, but maybe.
Yeah.
Here's the big problem why he's struggling. Did you see how much fucking floor space from the outside of that building that he fucking has for a comic book store?
But remember, this is Ohio. They don't really have property values there.
I'm just saying, even then, like, that's a huge location for just strictly comics for the
That's
most
true.
part.
Yeah.
Like, most places that are that huge actually usually, like, do collectibles and comics kind of thing,
Yeah.
Well, he
Well, I
does
mean,
have some
they do have a
collectibles.
phaser
Yeah,
gun.
that's
They
true.
do. No, I'm sure we're going to get to that.
Oh yeah. So Hutch is in there trying to Jedi mind trick Zoe into taking her shirt off.
Mhm.
She's just ignoring him. She says that he's been trying to do this since 8th grade and it's still not going to work. He says it does work and then asks Windows to confirm it, but he's too busy geeking out with his girlfriend Rogue Leader all morning. Nothing can take him away from that. There's a properly placed TIE fighter that blocks us from seeing when she flashes him. and says she loves the feeling of fresh air on her naked breasts. He doesn't even look up.
What a dipshit.
I know, right? Hutch is kind of shocked and pissed. What about me? We see two nerds walk in, one that's kind of like skinny with an afro and one that looks like a fat Justin Long.
Yes, he does. He absolutely does.
He looks like if Justin Long put a fat suit on, like they made him intentionally look fat.
For a half a second, I thought it was like that. Like, yeah, he does look like him.
Yeah. They ask how much for the phaser gun. Hutch says, "I'm sorry, Garfunkel, we don't hawk Trek here."
Yeah, dude, I got some dark fucking shit about the guy who plays Garfunkel.
Oh yeah, that guy's crazy.
He ain't crazy. He's not crazy anymore.
Oh no!
He jumped off a fucking bridge.
Oh
Jesus!
In 2019, he was accused of assaulting Paris Jackson, and he got into drugs and shit. And then he became a QAnon Trump supporter, and ended his life by jumping off a bridge into traffic.
Oh shit!
Oh my god!
Oh, did he kill anybody?
I don't know.
Himself?
I don't know, but yeah, he left this long rambling note on his Instagram, apologizing to Donald Trump and apologizing to QAnon and blaming drugs and alcohol.
Happened to a nicer guy.
Yeah, so anyway, because I love bringing that dark shit.
Jesus, Murphy.
Yeah,
between the two of you guys.
So he asks, "Well, then why do you have a phaser gun?" And Hutch says they keep it there to suss out Trekkie bitches like yourselves. And then tells them to get the hell off their land. Get the hell off our land. Get the hell off our land. Get the hell out of here now. Get out of here, you Kirk-loving Spock suckers.
I love that line.
Yeah. I hate that I like that because, Star Trek is the, much superior product.
Yeah, okay.
But, and I'll let it, for this movie, I'll let it go.
Oh, gee, thank you.
I did sit back and wonder, because you picked this movie and I know you like it, on some level.
I also picked Galaxy Quest, though. We're going to do that one, too.
Yeah.
That's a classic. God
Galaxy
damn,
Quest,
that's a classic.
Which is better than Star Trek.
That's true. I mean, but it's at least a huge, gushing love letter to Star Trek Galaxy Quest.
Yeah, and Battlestar Galactica somewhat.
Yeah, this is very much, even though I think it's done with some, some love, it's fucking with Trekkies in a big way.
Yeah, but Han Solo's a bitch.
Nah, never call Han Solo a bitch.
Nope. I got another. This is going to be probably one of the longer clips that we play. This is where Eric comes in and it basically carries us through the scenes where they're discussing everything that's going to take place over this movie. It just sets up this movie so well that I didn't really want to cut it out. So I'm going to go ahead and run this. If you got to take a piss, this might be the best time to do it.
Hey. You guys know where a guy can pawn off a first edition Eric Butler comic?
Hey, holy cannoli. Look at that. Yeah, that's awesome. Dude, you had 6 skills back then. You should have stuck with it, brother.
Yeah, I would have been broken living in my parents' garage.
It's a carriage house.
Right, I know it is. I have something else that you guys might want to check out.
Well, what have we got here?
Ohio to California. That's what I think it is. Linus laid the whole thing out in 5th grade. I figure it's time for another epic journey, isn't it?
What's your game plan?
We storm the ranch or we die trying.
Yeah.
But you guys were all about this at the party. You tell me.
6 Zimas to the wind at the party. Drunk.
Come on. You even said the rogue leader has connections inside the ranch, right?
Rogue leader? Please, man. Window's never even met him.
Her!
Him.
But maybe it's time that he does.
Dude, this is a suicide mission, man. Why would we even try anything like this?
For Linus.
No.
No?
No, I'm not going.
Oh, Linus, you've got to go. This is a conquest for the ages. Our name shall become legend. Spoken in hushed tones by nerds across the galaxy.
And we'll get laid.
More than we've ever been made.
Okay,
Please stop that. Sorry, I was getting into that. Just don't want to go with Opie over there.
Check this out, man.
Floor plans for Lucas Ranch?
Yeah.
Kidding? How did you get these?
My life partner, rogue leader.
She can break us in, man. The question you gotta ask yourself is, do you have the nutsack to go through with it?
If I do this, it doesn't change anything. I'll grab the suitcase and some big league chew.
Yes! 1 second! Oh!
Told you. I knew he'd
Stop
go.
humping. Please stop humping. Just high five. I'm down the hump. I'm down the hump. Chewy. Damn it! Wait a second. Look.
What the hell's Chewy?
It's the same rule with shotgun. Either way, I always lose. Strap in, fellas.
What the hell, Hutch? It's all Rush. There's a little variety.
Rush is variety, bitch.
Oh!
Rule number 1. In my van, it's Rush. All Rush, all the time. No exceptions. Rule number 2. Nobody touch the red button. Never touch the red button. Most importantly, rule number 3. There's no jerking it in my van.
What?
Brian.
Don't roll your eyes at me. Sorry. That was a long fucking clip, but just so much happened that like needed to be
It was
shared.
important. Absolutely.
Yeah. So it starts with them at the comic book store when Eric comes in and he presents a comic book he had drawn back in the day, and they're all, reminiscing about how, good he was at this, and he should have kept with it. But, he of course went to the car business with the rest of his family. Then, he brings out this map that Linus drew when they were kids, which was the plan to go to Skywalker Ranch, which I don't understand how they've had this plan since they were kids, but when did they know this movie was coming out?
Yeah, I guess just to visit Skywalker Ranch, maybe. But you're right; it's
Possibly.
a little off. Yeah.
I think it's more Deus Ex Machina than anything.
Yeah.
Then they're over at the house with Linus, who's laying in bed, looking very depressed, trying to get him to go. And Hutch just literally for like the most uncomfortable amount of time grabs his legs and like bangs up against him until he finally tells him to stop.
Yeah, Homeboy definitely chewing some scenery in this movie.
Yeah. Yeah. He's really fucking. He's like Danny McBride light.
Yeah, I was going to say, like,
yes.
Yeah, that's a good comparison. He's doing like a little Chris Farley,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
AKA, let's just go with some of the greatest chubby people to be on film, comedic wise, and I'm going to steal a little tidbit here and there.
Okay. That works.
Well, no, because we'll wait till we get to the one scene, but I'll point it out there too.
All right.
It's not the only time he steals from Chris Farley in this film.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
Although he's overlooked John Candy. See, John Candy was subtle,
Right.
Could use a little more candy in the performance.
So they eventually talk Linus into going because they pull out blueprints of the Skywalker Ranch that Windows got from his life partner, Rogue Leader.
Yeah. Oh, hey, real quick.
There's no way this could ever go wrong.
Some Skywalker Ranch trivia to take us back to their plan from when they were kids. It wasn't commissioned till 96 and wasn't finished till 2002. So that whole thing was complete and utter bullshit. Oh, well.
Damn it.
Yeah, sorry.
Damn it.
Yeah.
We then get them the scene where they all get into his van and they start off on their trip. And there's the rules of the road, of course. All rush all the time. Don't touch the red button, and no jacking off in the van.
I'm glad you let all that Rush play.
And then Windows.
Yeah.
Windows confesses why there's rule number 3.
Yep, because he's Admiral Jack Bar.
Do you know anyone with a birthday? Get them some custom art at artofericpabone.com. Want to impress your significant other on your anniversary? Skip the wilted flowers and the dirty CVS teddy bear. Commission a custom family portrait at artofericpabone.com. Maybe you're just like me and you like unique pieces of art celebrating your favorite films, comics, and pop culture. Head to artofericpabone.com and shop till you drop. And don't forget, MOTCU listeners get special discounted pricing on all custom art. Don't pay some cookie cutter bullshit from Hobby Lobby. I'm pretty sure child labor was involved in that painting of a cow you just had to have. Be a hero and support local art at artofericpabone.com.
Hey guys, we've got to that point in the show where we need to start depending on listeners like you to help keep this thing going.
What are we, fucking PBS?
Oh yeah, you know it. I'm LeVar Burton.
I wanted to be LeVar. Fuck. All right.
I called it first. I'm hosting Jeopardy.
Are you, though? Listen, guys, we need your help. To help keep the lights on, as they say, we are launching our Patreon for Masters of the Cinematic Universe.
Yes.
Yes.
And we have different tiers that you can sign up for and pledge to, just like PBS. You get some different real cool gifts and prizes and merch, depending on the tier that you sign up for.
Oh, we got all the tiers.
Oh, yeah. You can either be a friend of the show, a friend with benefits.
Ooh.
We could start to get serious, or you could just put a ring on it already.
Ooh, damn. And if you exceed that amount, we'll send you some not safe for work pics if you want.
It's not safe for your eyes pics in my case, but
I'll say for anything pics.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, check out patreon.com/MOTCU. Take a look at all the different tiers that we're offering. Lots of cool swag coming your way, from stickers to t-shirts to getting to pick the film that we talk about.
Yeah. The tiers started at $1. $1 a month. Come on, folks.
That's it?
Yep. $1 to get in on that number one tier.
And with that, you even get the live chat with us anytime you want, as well as a shout out on every episode.
Right. So come on, that's less than a cup of coffee a month.
Jesus, what a steal. Yeah, guys, check it out. Again, patreon.com/MOTCU.
And then enjoy this week's movie. Let's continue on here. So next we're in a diner, and Windows and Eric are breaking down the master plan. They're going to meet Rogue Leader in Texas at a coffee shop. She's going to have what they'll need to get into the compound. And then they said White Chocolate's finally going to meet his dream girl. Ooh. But they have 26 hours to make it to Texas. We get them back on the road again. And it's nighttime. Everyone's starting to sleep. And Hutch decides he's going to take a detour. And once the morning comes, he wakes them up for a pit stop. They're not in Texas, though. They're in Iowa, specifically Riverside, Iowa, the future birthplace of Captain James T. Kirk, enemy territory. And they
didn't say his full name.
Tiberius Kirk.
That's right.
And they want to pimp slap some Trekkies. I just realized the next scene I have is even longer than the scene we just played. But it deserves to be played in its entirety. The meeting between them and the Trekkers, where we get Seth Rogen as the Admiral She-Schultz.
With a just huge prosthetic nose.
And the teeth.
And the teeth.
Big fucking teeth.
Yeah, the teeth.
And they're all dressed kind of like a variety Star Trek character. I do like the Data guy. He's probably my favorite of them all.
Yeah.
Hey, remember when we did the mask and we talked a lot about how like the prosthetic teeth that Jim Carrey wore didn't hinder his performance?
Yeah.
I know where you're going already.
Fucking Seth Rogen. My God.
Yep.
So, without further ado, let's sit back and enjoy this exchange.
And did you believe that on this very spot, Captain James Tiberius Kirk will be born, hence the statue immortalizing him grappling with his most accursed nemesis.
Ricardo Montalban?
Genetically engineered tyrant Khan. Thank you for pointing that out. That is because the whores at Viacom International threatened to sue us if we use their likenesses, so we make do. Yes, the gentleman in the beige.
I was wondering, what did Sulu find in Captain Kirk's laboratory?
Sulu clearly found a standard issue Starfleet Z-23 personal refuse device.
I believe it was a captain's log.
Very good. A laugh a day keeps the doctor away, everyone. We've been saved. Any other comic relief? They're still homeless out there.
Hey!
Yes, what? You? What? Yes.
What is the Klingon translation for "you're gonna die a virgin"?
Yeah, that's okay. Hilarious, everyone. Looks like we got more Lucas hounds here to mock Roddenberry. Congratulations, gentlemen, but I would like to see your Darth Vader take on one Borg drone. We'll see who's laughing then, am I right?
Darth Vader could put the entire Borg collective in a vice grip with his mind.
Darth Vader has asthma, so name me one Star Trek character with a respiratory disease, because I'm drawing a blank.
Name me one Star Wars character who's gay.
Yeah.
Besides you.
Oh, I know it's gay in Star Trek, so why would I even do it?
Captain Picard.
Okay, Captain Picard is not gay, he's British.
Come on, make it so.
Well, I hate to break it to you losers, but Han Solo's a bitch.
Oh, no. No, I'm sorry, what did you say?
No problem, dude.
Yeah, this sure is, Spock. The Admiral here just called Han Solo a bitch.
Good one.
It's pretty strong words for a Trekkie.
Okay, well, Trekkie is derogatory at this point in the game. Trekker is what we're called now. Trekker.
Trekkie.
Yeah. As I thought, scanner reads douchebag. Good.
I'll kill you whole Star.
Stick, come on! Attack, you cowards! That's an order!
What? Cover me windows!
I made some maneuvers!
If it wasn't for me, you guys would all be dead.
Seriously, man.
What fight were you watching?
I was channeling the Emperor.
Okay, sure.
The Emperor. I never remember the Emperor crapping his robe and screaming "Time out."
Oh my God, that's right.
There is such a thing as timeout.
I can feel your anger growing inside. Wait a minute, time out.
Oh God, it's such a long scene, but it's so fucking good.
Yeah, it is.
That's like an old-timey radio play, man.
Yeah, right.
Like it's so fucking good. I love just like the fighting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to dissent too much, but this is where the movie really aged itself for me. Because this is the first of many times someone insults somebody else in this movie by either calling them gay or a retard.
Oh yeah, it is a lot in this movie.
Is true.
This is like, oh yeah, we're definitely back in the 90s because that's pretty much, that was your arsenal as a young person in the 90s. You're gay. Well, you're retarded.
Pretty
all right. Yeah.
So
we've grown past that.
Yes, we have. So my two regular.
Now everyone's a cuck.
My two regular co-hosts. All right, some trivia for this. What other movie have we done that was filmed in this exact location?
Oh shit! Coming in hard.
I brought it, and I brought it up during that episode because I saw that it was in another film, in the same location.
And we've already done the movie?
We've already done the movie.
And you brought up that Fanboys was filmed?
No, not Fanboys.
Oh, okay.
I brought up that a movie called Vampires was filmed in that exact location.
Oh, this is going to make me so mad.
All right. We won't drag it on.
I'm guessing it has to be Mars Attacks.
Nope. No Country for Old Men. The scene was filmed.
What? Really?
The scene, the Trekkie scene was filmed in Las Vegas, New Mexico. In that plaza, right in front of the Plaza Hotel, which was the Eagle Pass Hotel in No Country for Old Men, and it was also in Vampires. And I found out later, I didn't realize this, it was also used in the original Red Dawn.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
That same exact plaza. So it's like trippy how Hollywood gets drawn to the same locations over and over and over again.
You mean tax write-offs? What?
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. But yeah, when I watched it today, I said, son of a bitch, it's the same place. And I looked it up, and it was. Yep.
I also like how when they're fighting, we get like a copyright, a royalty-free version of the song from the Star Wars fight.
It's just like the opening score too.
Yep.
It's like Star Wars light.
Exactly. Exactly.
Well, it's like not Star Wars, but like in Star Trek when Kirk fights with the same little fucking like.
Oh right, but that. Yeah.
It's similar to that with the hits and the horn blasts and everything.
Yes. Yeah.
But it's different enough that those whores at Viacom can't.
I know it's
the overall sound and Foley in this film. In and of itself pays a lot of homage to both franchises because they get those little, like little sounds from either Star Wars or like they mimic stuff from Star Trek. Like it's pretty great.
I mean, even the con shot, the overhead screaming con.
Yep.
Now, I did have this point to bring up. Seth Rogen's character, the Trekkie or the Trekker here,
Admiral Seaschultz.
Admiral Seaschultz. Very incensed when someone suggests that anyone in the Star Trek universe is gay.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. He's not gay. He's British.
Yeah.
Make it so.
Make it so.
Now, as the resident Star Trek expert, which I'm not, I told you I got love for it. I watch it, but I obviously don't know as much about it as I do Star Wars. Seems like Star Trek would have the most gay people. Because it's like a scientific, idyllic,
they're in like a utopian future where that kind of shit doesn't exist anymore. Like they're all supposed to be cool with each other and like no money, all that kind of stuff.
Like no money, and
but I'm gonna
I
tell
would
you
think
right now, Garrick was gay. Like there's no doubt from Deep Space Nine. Him and Bashir, they were lovers.
Like canon wise, officially.
I mean, if you ever watched Deep Space Nine.
Well, just the title alone sounds like
they were getting a
Deep Space Nine.
There was also the Ferengis, like the one episode where quirk. They thought he was gay, and like he was cooler with that than like a woman doing business. Like he had accidentally brought a woman with him to do business, and like when he found out like she was like at first like she kissed him, and he's like, "I'm not gay," and then like he found out, "No, I'm a woman." He goes, "Okay, it was better when I was gay than it was that you're a woman doing business."
So Star Trek is just
damn.
America in 2021. Is what you're telling me?
Yeah.
Well, and then if you go to Star Trek Discovery, I mean, there
are
Culber and
yeah.
Stamets are clearly like in a relationship, and then like
Gotcha.
the new in the newest season, Gray and what was her, or I don't remember there was a whole thing about referring to the gender as like them and they instead of like him and her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but they made a deal to point that out in the episode. So yeah, there is, you know.
Yeah, it just kind of struck me as odd because like Roddenberry always seemed to be way ahead of his time as far as like equality and I don't know.
But
Also,
he did that like allegorically, right? With like aliens and
It's like the
whatnot.
X-Men.
That's kind of the shtick. Exactly. It's
I can't
exactly
tell you how many
like
times
X-Men.
Picard woke up in bed with Q. Also,
Valid
literally, he'd
point.
wake up with Q like spooning him.
Wow.
Make it so. Even that's not how he says. He's like, make it so. It was always very directed. It wasn't effeminate at all.
Excuses.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I really derailed that one. I'm sorry.
No.
Yeah. So, the boys are now in the van celebrating their victory.
Mm-hmm.
They're making fun of Windows for calling timeout, which is fucking
That was
great.
great. Yeah.
They end up blowing out a tire and wrecking the van. Which, of course, Eric throws a fit that he has access to thousands of vehicles, but they had to take this shitty van. At which point Hutch says he did have spare tires, but Windows had to take it out to make room for his grappling hook. Which, you're in a fucking van. You have nothing but room.
I know, exactly.
And then Windows says, well, how can you do a covert operation without a grappling hook?
He's not wrong.
No, that's very true. He's not wrong.
Yep. They do see a bar and decide to go into it. We see what appears to be a bunch of like rough biker type dudes. Eric walks up to the bartender, who of course is unhelpful, and asks him for a glass of water. Once he takes it, the bartender says it's $100, and Hutch confronts him and says, "Word to the wise, SA. You better drop the tougher biker act before he gets angry. You won't like me when I get angry." The bartender, of course, says, yes, he would. And I love this next part because the realization of what's happening while he's saying this is the best. Hutch says this guy wants to dick with me. Fine. He can dick. He used to rape guys 15 times their size in prison, so he better back off or he's going to get his ass pounded so hard. I love that, like the shit he's saying as they realize they're in a gay bar. Which is called the Mantine, a savory place for men. Or the Mantina. Like a cantina, but with men. Oh, that's fucking great. And then you hear him, I don't remember which one says it, but one of them says Ixnay on the ass pounding.
Whoever came up with the Mantina for the name of this bar deserves all the praise, man.
Right. It's a savory place for men. Some of the weird guys start blowing kisses and they say it's too late for the $100 now, SA. You got to pay for that drink. So they're on stage. They look like they're about to strip, and the music that's playing is Menudo. All the dudes that are sitting there have cash out. And it's like, you got a problem with Menudo?
He breaks a bottle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Got a problem with Menudo.
Hutch is like, nobody puts baby in the corner. And of course, they start stripping. Windows pulls a sock out of his pants. And then Hutch pulls his pants all the way down and the music stops and everyone gasps because he has un testiculo, one ball.
So real quick, this is the second scene where I mentioned earlier that he takes from Chris Farley. And it's that iconic SNL skit with Patrick Swayze because he makes the comment.
You're right.
And they're fucking dancing.
Yeah. Yep.
Good. That's a good catch.
Yep.
So they all start booing him. He's like, a lightsaber battle went wrong when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, Danny Trejo shows up and keeps talking about how this chief can fix their van. We get a scene where they're sitting around a campfire and eating chips and guac, while Danny Trejo, which we don't know at this point that he's the chief, but he's beating a drum. They start tripping, and they realize that that's not just that's not ordinary guacamole. Then a bunch of random shit happens. There's an Ewok that's humping Hutch.
That was as close to as an authentic costume as we're gonna get in this movie.
Yeah, it sounds like Eric's wet dream right there.
Yeah,
it's close. It's pretty close.
Very true.
Linus looks in the skies and sees the Star Wars crawl words that say, "You are very, very high." Eric starts losing it and has a dream where his dad walks in dressed like Darth Vader with a cowboy hat on, surrounded by stormtroopers, and says, "Join me, son. Come to the dark side." And then gets his hand cut off.
Yes.
In a very Luke Skywalker, Darth Vader type homage. It kind of is morning now, and they start waking up, and Windows is spooning behind Hutch and saying, "Oh, rogue leader." And then Hutch, throws him off and says he's poking him, and Windows says, "Nope, it's just his lucky R2." And then I love the line that Hutch says, "You wish you had the height and girth of D2."
Yeah.
Oh, this is a great line. The chief has now fixed the van. Eric asks if he could thank the chief, and then Linus realizes that he is the chief, and he says the chief likes to refer to himself in the third person. It causes confusion, especially with the bitches. Hutch tells him he's cool as balls. You burned out old hash head, and then hits him in the fist bump and says Wonder Twin powers activated. And then the chief gives Linus a big old bag of peyote to take with him.
Side note, I don't know if you guys can talk about, but that's the one drug that I wish I could try. I would love to get high off of peyote just to experience it, because every time it is depicted in a film, it's pretty fucking magical.
Yeah, it looks fun.
You got to be in the desert first of all.
RJ lives out there. You can
I
probably
do live. That's simple.
Okay, so step one, go to the desert. Don't do it in your apartment. You know what I mean? That's not magical.
Step one, get the peyote first.
Yeah, that's true. That's step one.
That is step one.
Secure
step
the peyote.
Two. Yeah, step two would be go to the desert.
Yeah, I'll go to Joshua Tree, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're already there. It's a couple hours away.
Yeah, pretty much.
And step three is just don't die in the desert.
Well, exactly. I mean, that's the issue.
Don't go too
that's
far.
The whole issue.
I'm not fucking that crafty, so I just may.
No,
remember, throwback to Just Surprise Me, old ass episode when we were talking about what to survive in the woods. I knew I wasn't going to survive, so I went with a barrel drum of lube, a sex one of those high end sex dolls, and a big ass tent with some vodka. I think.
Yeah, it was something like that.
So, because I just knew I was going to fucking die.
Yep.
Might as well enjoy your last days.
That's right, God damn it.
We already got a blast of the 90s and tub thumping, and also in Whoop, There It Is.
Mm-hmm.
We now get the Presidents of the United States song, Lump.
Oh, man. That's a good one, though. But I was singing it the whole time it was on.
Yeah.
While it was playing in that fucking movie, I was singing it.
Good. I love that song. I really liked the President of the United States back in the day. And I love that they had 3 strings in their guitars.
Yeah.
But they're heading to Texas. We get a little bit of a montage. They pass a convertible that has some hot chicks inside of it. And Windows is holding a sign that says, "Flash if you love Wookiees." They're all getting excited that it's going to happen, but they just get some middle fingers. They pull into the Poppin' Taco and look over at the girl in the window dressed like stormtroopers, who kind of flips out. They're having an argument about how Harrison Ford is the greatest actor of all time, and he's never done anything bad. And as they're passing a billboard for 6 days and 7 nights.
Yeah.
But that was a great fucking joke there. They're pissing on an electric fence. And then they pull up at the coffee shop in Texas. We get the song that ends, and we see Windows jump out of the van, literally wearing a blouse with frills all over it.
He's putting on his Sunday best, man.
Slicks his hair back, takes his glasses off, and he walks into a coffee shop called Java the Hut, which is a pretty good name for a coffee shop, I got to say.
Agreed. And I think that's an actual place, side note, in
I
Austin.
wouldn't doubt it.
It is,
Yeah,
but it's also a nod to Veronica Mars. It's the coffee shop she worked in.
Oh, you're right.
Mm.
We should call Kyle McIntyre and ask him.
Yeah.
There we go.
From the Tone Jerks and the
Indeed.
Mask episode with us. So he walks into the Java the Hut, and there's some seductive music playing in the background. He since he has his glasses off, first thing he does is approach a dude that has long hair.
I know.
The other three are outside humping the window and like licking their nipples.
Awful.
He walks up to someone and says, "Rogue leader, I presume." But then he puts his glasses on and loses it when he realizes she's only 10 years old.
Yeah.
And he starts screaming that he's a pedophile, and flips out as the rest of them make fun of him.
Side note, she's actually just
Yeah.
a few years younger than me, and she's actually quite a beautiful woman now.
She's
fully
been in a lot of
grown.
shit.
She's also in the Goldbergs.
Mhm. I was looking at her filmography. She's been in a lot of stuff,
Yeah,
and she does not look like a 12-year-old kid anymore.
that is for sure. She looks.
And that's
you
why I
know,
said she looks like a 12-year-old, even though she's only 10.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what he says in the movie.
Yeah.
I got another clip here, and this is the clip of them meeting Ethan Suplee's character, Harry Knowles.
Rogue leader, I presume.
Red 6?
What the hell? You're a kid. You're 12.
I'm 10.
You're 10. I promise. I'm a pedophile. I'm a pedophile.
I have to leave the state at once. I have to leave the state at once.
Yay! We drove 1,000 miles, Windows. 1,000? For what? So you can get funky with strawberry shortcakes?
It's not really sex if it's cyber sex.
Relax. Look, we're gonna sit down, we're gonna put on our thinking caps, and we're gonna get a better plan.
No, it's not. I have to be back by Monday. I haven't told you guys this yet, but my dad gave me the company.
Hey.
Thanks. Yeah, the whole thing. The whole thing is mine now.
What's the new game plan?
Let's get in the van and get the hell out of here.
This is just a minor setback.
Yeah.
It's a minor setback for you. Dude, I live in the real world, okay? I have to go back to work. You have to go back to your mom's garage.
It's a carriage house.
It's a garage, man. Say it again. The garage. I just said it.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
All day long.
Okay. Harry Knowles.
Harry who?
This man is the ultimate fanboy, Eric. His website, Any Cool News, it's like every geek's homepage, man.
Which one of you's Windows?
Me. I'm Windows. Nice to meet you.
Oh!
Oh! Harry Knowles is kicking Windows down.
Now you listen to me, perv. If you ever email my niece again, I will hunt you down like a T-1000.
Okay, Mr. Knowles, look, you didn't know me. Okay.
This is my friend.
Listen, we wanted to break into the Skywalker Ranch. Kimmy over there said she'd give us the floor plans. Okay, we were gonna break in and steal episode 1. That's it.
That is the stupidest thing I've heard since Schumacher put nips on Batman.
These aren't the droids you're looking for, man.
Anybody else have any stupid comments?
Yeah, it's very stupid, I know, but true. We've been planning this since we were like 6.
Listen, Harry. You help us out, we'll give you all the exclusive spoilers and all that. Okay?
Oh, darn.
That's an interesting offer. Episode 5 was directed by who?
Irvin Kershner.
That was just a warm-up. You. In episode 6, when Leia shoots down 2 scout troopers, why doesn't you take one of the speeder bikes instead of walking?
If you pay attention closely, the speeder bikes were destroyed. Okay, and then Luke refers to it later on in dialogue.
Impressive. I wasn't really worried about you, though. What was Luke Skywalker's call sign during the Rebel Assault in episode 4?
Red pie.
You are all only as strong as your weakest link. Hello, weakest link. What is the name of Chewbacca's home planet?
Well, it's never discussed in the movies. That's not fair.
I know. Do you give up?
Come on, man, say it.
Kashyyyk. Chewie's home planet is Kashyyyk. No, Chewie's home planet is Kashyyyk.
Well played, boy. I'll help you. You're gonna meet my friend in Vegas. He's got everything you need, okay?
Oh, we know he is.
Oh, don't worry. You'll know. The password, Scruffy Nerf Herder. Good luck, boys. Nice detail.
We're going to Vegas, fellas.
All right, here's my problem with this scene. The Star Wars trivia is too damn easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be fair, I don't feel like the last question was easy at the time versus, of course, now retrospectively. But if like you were to ask that question back in 98, I do legitimately think some of those questions would be tough for a non diehard fan.
You'd have to have read the books to know that.
Or watch the holiday special.
I was going to say the holiday
that's
special is
true.
the only thing that comes to mind when it comes to like video references at that point for Kashyyyk.
Right.
Tell me I'm wrong, Eric.
You're not wrong. I mean, you had the novels, you had the Dark Horse comics. You know, there were ways to get this information back in these dark ages.
Yes, but again, if you were just because like I still to this day know plenty of people who don't know expanded EU, but they can tell you every single thing about the films. You know what I mean? There's like two different kinds of Star Wars fans. People who just watch the trilogy.
And ones that say, make it so.
Exactly.
So, Ethan Suplee just wants to see the sailboat.
Yeah. He was like third choice for that role.
Yeah. This has all the This Is the End crew, all the, Rogan Baruchel crew, but it also has all of like the fucking Kevin Smith crew as well.
Yeah, exactly. I know. Yeah, because it was Kevin Smith. It was also George Garcia from Hurley from Lost was originally tagged.
Oh, nice.
And then, but he scheduling conflicts with Lost, and then the same thing with Kevin Smith. They had some re-edits to do on Clerks too, so he had to step out.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't fully step out though.
No. But that was a quick thing compared to this, I guess. I don't know.
Well, no, it's funny you mentioned Clerks because there's another cameo from another certain person in Clerks, but we'll get to that.
Yep. Basically they make a deal with Harry Knowles that when they get the movie, they'll let him have first rights to it so he can put it on his website, and he kind of chills out after that. Because he realizes they're really just a bunch of fucking nerds. They're driving the van now. It's nighttime again. He has the speedo pegged at just over 85 miles an hour. A cop pulls in behind them. Imperial Bacon. Linus tells them about the peyote he has, so they don't want to pull over. They're all freaking out. Hutch is trying his hardest to lose them, but he can't, so he decides he's going to push the red button and jump to hyperspace. Light speed, kid. Basically, it's a tank of nitrous, but it's not working. But then all of a sudden he hits it, which that's another Star Wars callback, right? Like when he's in the Millennium Falcon.
Oh, 100%, man.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I thought so.
Well, both that and when he just like kind of like jerks to the left to try to ditch the cop.
Yes.
So the nitrous kicks in and they go flying down the road and crash through a billboard that says join the police force. So then it just literally says join the force afterwards.
And the
Shaped
the
like
thing is
Vader.
shaped like
Yeah.
Vader.
It breaks
yeah.
like a Vader, and then the tail lights form glowing red eyes. So the next scene, they're in a holding cell. Hutch should not have called the cop the F word for gay, apparently. That's another one of those bombs. They said the word, though, but I'm not going to. And then guess who comes in? Joe Latrulio.
Yeah, Joe Latrulio. Yep.
Although he looks more serious than he normally
Show
does.
me what you got. Show me what you got.
This was
Sorry. I'm
this was
just
for
thinking
me.
of I love you, man.
Yeah.
This was for me the funniest scene in this whole fucking movie. This was Joe Latrulio throws the sandwiches at him.
Because he must be the one they called the F word for gay.
Yeah.
Hutch says he has to shit, basically. What he said, drop the pickle or something like that.
Yeah.
And he starts putting Eric's sandwich on the seat because he doesn't want to put his ass on the seat that criminal has.
Just hover. Just hover.
For real.
They get a bit of news that someone's there for them, and it's Zoe. She's there to bail them out. She said she got a message of Windows shrieking into her phone. So she took all the money from the comic book store and took taxis, a plane, and a bus ride next to a dude with a full diaper to get there. And Joe Latrulio says the judge wants to talk to them, but don't make fun of his name, which is Judge Reinhold.
Yeah.
Fucking great.
It is great.
And he's played by none other than Billy D. Williams.
Billy D, baby. Looking smooth
Come
as
on.
ever.
Yeah, he is.
He's a handsome devil.
So he breaks down the story they told him, which is 100% true, but he doesn't buy it at all.
Yeah.
But he's going to let them go, not because he believes them, but because he believes Eric's father.
Right.
He hands a message to Eric, which I don't know why he believes Eric's father. That's the weird part.
I know.
But he gives a message to Eric to come home now or you're fired. Eric then is overlooking a canyon reflecting. I like how Billy D also, once again, has put, if you think about it this way, he is freezing their trip because Darth Vader told him to.
Oh.
Wow.
God damn.
He sees his dad as Darth Vader, and
Yep.
they're putting a freeze on their trip, and he's getting sold out by Billy D.
I love it, man.
I wonder if Shooter McGavin literally said, "Pray I don't hate." What's the line from
alter our
arrangement?
Yeah.
Pray I don't alter our arrangement further.
Yeah.
Also, like, you know, he's sulking over the prospect of losing his job and stuff, and I get it, but like, your friend's still dying. You know what I mean? Like, he's being a real drama queen.
Let's also like really be real about this. Again, the guy comes from a lot of privilege. Do you really think Daddy was going to cut out? Like, he may have not inherited, but he definitely wouldn't go hungry if he lost his job.
So he's overlooking the canyon. Windows is starting to talk about how they got to send Zoe back home now, like trying to get to an airport. And she says she's going with them. And if one of them can take her down, then she'll go home. At which point she jumps on Hutch, and after he calls her a princess and then takes his ass down, and she gets, welcome aboard. They go over to talk with Eric and make sure that he's going to be okay. He's just sitting there reflecting on what he wants to do. And then Hutch tells him to find his Death Star. And I have an audio clip here of this because it's a nice little touching part of this movie.
You know, I could do this. Start a life here. Clean slate. Fresh air, no pressure, no responsibility.
It seems nice, man. In theory, it sounds nice. I bet there's not even like a Blockbuster Video within 500 miles of here. Like a falafel hut or... Guys, shut up.
I just figured if I worked hard and sold enough cars and impressed my dad enough times that I'd feel something.
You gotta find your Death Star.
Okay, I'll bite.
Greatest deed Luke Skywalker ever did was take down the Death Star, right? As far as I'm concerned, that's what everybody needs. You need that one badass thing. that you live on forever, you know.
Hey, Spice Girls! Are you gonna swap recipes all day? Vegas awaits, ladies!
Spice Girls reference.
Yeah, and I will say, like, if you made that reference back then, like, you're very, you know, in the zeitgeist of, 1998.
Yeah.
Back when you could insult somebody without any worries.
Did we mention too? I gotta appreciate that they dressed Hutch in a white shirt with a black vest.
Of course.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I don't know if they did
Yeah.
it or he did it because Han Solo is a bitch.
Stop it. Nobody calls Han Solo a bitch.
Han Solo is
Can we-
still a bitch.
Also, you didn't point it out, but when What's-His-Face sees Hutch sitting on the toilet with the ham sandwich, just
Yeah.
his reaction.
That is true.
Oh, that's good stuff.
So they're pulling into Las Vegas, and they're going to do Las Vegas fanboy style, which apparently means sitting in a hotel room watching TV and clipping their toenails.
That's Eric style right there, my friend.
Yep.
That's how I do Vegas.
Nothing wrong with that.
Netflix.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, I've never been. But I have to imagine. I'm a bit of a wallflower, man. I gotta imagine that's
Nah,
how it's
trust
been.
me, you'd have fun in Vegas. You let me take you there, you'll have fun.
All right.
Doug, can you take me to Vegas?
Well, I'll take
Can
you.
we
I mean,
meet up in Vegas?
What I meant was we meet up. Yeah, I'm not taking anybody.
No. But I just
Oh,
meant like
fuck yeah.
show me at night. I
Yes.
want to see how Doug lives.
Hey,
on
listen,
night on the town
two
in
to 3 years
Vegas.
from now, I'm going to be living there. So, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
dude,
we
we're
gotta
gonna be
You're all
over. I'll be
welcome.
over there in a heartbeat,
Yes,
dude.
you're all
4
welcome,
hours,
man. It'll be cool.
coming up for the weekend.
Hell
Me and
yeah.
Eric will drive over together.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, we'll road trip it, man.
Yep.
Thelma and Louise that shit.
You mean jump off a fucking canyon?
Maybe.
God.
If we want to. Don't tell me how to live my life.
Hey, bro.
Zoe calls them gay and tells Hutch to take a shower. That Hutch is disgusting. It looks like he fell on Alf.
Oh, because he takes off his shirt.
Oh, God. That is fucked up looking. His chest
Wait,
hair
have
is
we
really
already passed? Have we already passed the second reference to the jailhouse scene of "You still smell like ham"?
I don't know. I think it was later.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Maybe. It might be there, though. Linus and Eric are going to go off and find the contact, while Zoe, Hutch, and Windows are going to go play blackjack. Windows loses, of course, because he's at 22.
Yeah.
And
That's
and Zoe
mathematically impossible.
Zoe brings up the rogue leader debacle.
Yeah.
And, like, she's just straight dropping hints to him.
Yep.
But he just does not get it.
Oh, and
Like,
I just have to
You
interject.
call those hints?
I know.
Like that's it's more of like I'm gonna beat you over the head with this.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
But that is the dirtiest, filthiest blackjack table I've ever seen in my life. Like there isn't a casino worth its weight that would let that shit go. It was so disgusting. It was dusty and gross and shit. I'm like, oh, where are they? Probably some roadside casino somewhere.
He says that she's not a girl, and she's like, really? I could have fooled me. Hutch notices some hotties over on the Slotties. They're getting quite the warm reception from them. So Hutch tells Windows, like, let's go pick them up. And Zoe's like, well, we should go meet Linus and Eric. And then she gets mad at Windows and calls him clueless when he decides he's going to go over with Hutch. We get like a really awkward pickup attempt and some nerding out from Windows, but the girls are still pretty much down. Hutch is ready to get it. We flip back. There's a lot of flipping back and forth between like the people in this part of the movie. It's going to jump around quite a bit. Eric and Linus are now outside of TrekCon. And as they're walking by, Admiral Seaschultz sees them and follows along with his Trek gang. We jump back over to Hutch, who's now in bed with the girl, trying to talk to her about how rich he is, how he has a Bugatti with a flux capacitor. 1.21 gigawatts don't come cheap. He tries to pull
that girl, Jamie King. She's married to the director, Kyle Newman. They met on that movie, and the funny thing is, it took so long for the movie to come out that she's listed in the credits with his last name. It's her only movie with his last name.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
So Hutch is like doing the Jedi mind trick on her, and he's kind of surprised when it works.
Yeah, I know.
We jump back over to TrekCon, and Eric and Linus walk up to I'm assuming he's got to be some sort of like a interpretation of a Klingon.
Yeah.
With the butthead shit. And he's the door person, and they give him the password, Nerf herder, Scruffy Nerf herder.
Yeah.
He pulls them inside. Then we get over to Windows. Who's
That's
talking
Seth
to...
Rogen, by the way.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's the
that's Seth.
other
That's
character,
Seth
the alien
Rogen. Yeah.
character. Windows is talking to his girl about Zoe, and she tells him that Joey doesn't want to be one of the guys and actually likes him. He starts to deny it, but then he realizes, oh shit, you're probably right, and asks what he should do. And she's like, well, I'm an escort. And then he's like, what? Then I have a audio clip here of Eric and Linus when they meet a certain somebody they're in Vegas to meet.
Fantastic. I don't think we're alone.
You're late. It's all there. Maps, passcodes, phony IDs to get you past the front gates. But that's not what's most important.
What's most important?
We never met.
Yeah. I think.
Hi. I can't believe that these are classified. And look at the maps, and there's badges, and there's trekking with TJ. What is this for?
Just something for the ride.
This is unreal. How did you score all this stuff?
Are you kidding? I'm William Shatner. I can score anything.
How about Jerry Ryan's panties?
Anything.
So we get Shatner, which I think is pretty funny that he's got all this George Lucas fucking Skywalker Ranch shit.
Exactly.
And I love the whole Jerry Ryan's panties line at the end. That was a 7 to 9 if you watched Star Trek.
Yeah. I enjoyed that cameo. I completely forgot about it too because it had been years since I've seen this man, and I was delighted. I was delighted by every cameo, but him especially.
And trekking with TJ.
Yeah.
That's fucking great.
Especially because like they go so hard on Star Trek in this movie. Like when they walk up to that convention entrance, there's a sign that says like Rainbow Division.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. They just like.
I like how they didn't get very many Star Wars cameos in their Star Wars movie either. It was almost all Star Trek.
No, but the ones they did, man, they hit hard.
Yeah, but I mean, it's still not as good as Shatner.
I don't know. That fucking lay it. Well, we're jumping ahead. But.
We're jumping ahead. The Leo one, though, is really
but
good.
this is Shatner.
Yeah. I mean,
James Tiberius Kirk.
But the homage that gets paid with what happens with Carrie Fisher is far better.
He plays himself. He doesn't even she doesn't even play herself. She's just some random ass doctor.
True. Actually, you make a valid point.
Like he is playing William Shatner, and I love the Trek with TJ. Just, what's this? Just something for the ride.
Yeah.
We go back over to Hutch. He's about to go and get in, and Windows busts in to let him know that she's an escort. And apparently his hour's up, and they owe her money. And he's like, "I've heard her sweet talking a hooker." She says it's $1,000, and he says he wants a refund because they're male prostitutes, and they're going to charge her.
Yeah, that's a great line. I like that.
That was really good. And she says, well, you're going to have to talk to Roach, who comes in once again. That's Seth Rogen again. This is the most Rogen of the Rogans.
This was the Jack Nicholson moment where it's like, okay,
Yeah.
how many roles are they going to let this guy play in this movie?
Right. The Trek army is now chasing Eric and Linus, and Roach is going through the minibar fridge in the room, and Windows is trying to get out of pain. And I do have another quick clip here of the Roach interaction with them because it's kind of funny.
Damn, good vintage.
This has all been a really big misunderstanding. You see, my friend and I, we didn't know that we were on the clock, per se.
Yeah, you thought you were getting that for free, did you?
Mr. Roach.
Yeah.
Would you mind not eating those peanuts?
But it is like $10 a peanut, you know.
Yeah. Well, why don't you take that the $2,000 that you and your skinny little idiot friend owe me? How's that sound? What? Enunciate.
Rebel Alliance. We recognize the tat. We're Star Wars fans.
Star Wars fans?
Yeah.
Shit, why didn't you say so, man? God, you think that's cool? Check this shit out. And look, tire right side, Rebel Alliance. Two knots. That's funny. And this arm is the dark side. Don't join the dark side of the Force. Oh. Check this out. Episode 1. Boo Schnickens, Jar Jar Binks. That guy's going to be the shit. I tell you. Right? You like that? I had them do that pose. I thought it was funny.
That is awesome.
You guys are all right.
So we're all hunky-dory? We're all copacetic?
Well, if the word copacetic means I'm going to rip off your tongue and lick your ass with it, then yeah, we're copacetic.
I like that character. I like the Roach character. He's fucking funny.
I appreciate the Jar Jar Binks dig.
Yes. That guy's going to be the shit. They Hutch kind of smashes him over the head and they take off running. And now both sets of fanboys are running from their respective Rogans. Windows sees Zoe by the elevator and grabs her and tells her to run. She's kind of mad at him still. And as they run, Roach comes out of the elevator. And now they're all in the main part of the casino in front of all the slot machines. And they run into each other and the Rogans start to face off. C. Schultz calls out Hutch. Hutch says that he called Solo a bitch. C. Schultz reconfirms this. Han Solo is a bitch. At which point Roach gets pissed and attacks the Trekkers.
Well, you guys know the original title for this movie?
What's that?
It was Fanboys Rogan v. Rogan.
Oh, shit. It makes sense.
No, just... It's so late that was my attempt at a joke.
Look, I'm just doing the yes and right now.
I was ready to Google that shit.
Yes and is how improv works. Hey guys, are you a guitar player and you like custom stuff? Well, if you are, you've come to the wrong place, honestly. No, I'm just playing. My name's Joe, and I run a little company called Like My Pedals. And I don't believe in websites because they're for suckers. So if you want to find me, you got to go to facebook.com/likemypedals and send me a message. You know, when you look at the shelf and you just say, they never have exactly what I want, well, that's kind of where I come into play for you here. You want a picture of a little tiny Yoda eating a frog's eggs and ruining every hope of Star Wars ever making a good series? Come to me. I'll put it on a pedal. I may not like the show, but I'm definitely not against selling out. If you want electrolytes, because that's what guitar players crave, well, I'll make you a custom Idiocracy pedal. You know, it's whatever you want, really, with Like My Pedals, because you want people to look at your board and say, man, I like your pedals. Hey guys, we've got to that point in the show where we need to start depending on listeners like you to help keep this thing going.
What are we, fucking PBS?
Oh yeah, you know it. I'm LeVar Burton.
I wanted to be LeVar. Fuck. All right.
I called it first. I'm hosting Jeopardy.
Are you, though? Listen, guys, we need your help. To help keep the lights on, as they say, we are launching our Patreon for Masters of the Cinematic Universe.
Yes.
Yes.
And we have different tiers that you can sign up for and pledge to, just like PBS. You get some different real cool gifts and prizes and merch depending on the tier that you sign up for.
Oh, we got all the tiers.
Oh, yeah.
In
You
fact,
can either be a friend of the show, a friend with benefits.
Ooh.
We could start to get serious, or you could just put a ring on it already.
Ooh, damn. And if you exceed that amount, we'll send you some not safe for work pics if you want.
It's not safe for your eyes pics in my case, but
I'd say for anything pics.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, check out patreon.com/MOTCU. Take a look at all the different tiers that we're offering. Lots of cool swag coming your way, from stickers to t-shirts to getting to pick the film that we talk about.
Yeah. The tiers start at $1. $1 a month. Come on,
What?
folks.
That's it?
Yep. $1 to get in on that number one tier.
And
All
with
right.
that, you even get the live chat with us anytime you want, as well as a shout out on every episode.
Right. So come on, that's less than a cup of coffee a month.
Jesus, what a steal. Yeah, guys,
Right?
check it out. Again, patreon.com/MOTCU.
And then enjoy this week's movie. So the fanboys run away to the van. Roach starts to run after them and jumps on the hood. They throw him off, and we get a much more pleasant pressed ham this time. Before they realize that Linus isn't in the van. He must have fallen out. We're at a hospital now where a doctor comes out, as previously mentioned, is Carrie Fisher. And she tells them basically they can't continue on the road trip. And they tell her the reason that they're going on it is because of Star Wars. And she's like, Star Wars? Like, she doesn't know what that is.
Yeah.
She says that Linus really needs to go home, though. And then, of course, I got another clip here.
No. Guys, we can't do this now. We can't give up now. Not when we're so close.
Linus, it's just a movie.
Yeah, maybe it is. Maybe it is. You know what? To most people, Star Wars is just a movie, right? Not to us.
We just spoke to the doctor.
Screw that doctor. Screw all those people. Did they ever get their heads stuck in a bucket trying to be Darth Vader? I mean, I don't think so. No. Did they ever singe their eyebrows trying to make a lightsaber? No way. Did they name their right hand Leia? Who knows? Yes, they could have. But you know who did?
Hey.
Yes, you did. So did I. So did you. We all did.
You guys are freaking sick, you know that?
This is our Death Star, man. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm not running away from this one.
Screw it, I named both my hands.
Why are you trying to make me cry, bro?
I named both my hands Leia.
I like how he started off like you guys were sick. Like he was really...
Yeah. So they're now trying to break out of the hospital. But of course, Dr. Fisher stops them. And Linus goes, "You're our only hope."
Oh my God. Stop it. Stop
Come on,
it, man.
Give me the tears.
Fucking from the clip you played, and obviously that leading into the Carrie Fisher stuff, where she kneels down and hands him the pills.
Yeah.
Because he tells her, "You're my only hope." That whole shit, like, that's... My wife was watching my face because she was waiting for the tears to fall. Like, come on, give it to me.
It
Like,
gets better.
oh my
yeah.
God, yeah.
And then
Yeah.
he kisses her and she and says that I love you. And she says,
I know. What
Yep,
the
there
fuck?
we go.
Yeah, that was heartwarming in a way that, like, I wasn't expecting.
Yeah. That's a great little fucking transition right there. And then, of course, right after that, we get to a scene where Windows goes into a gas station bathroom and Kevin Smith walks up.
Yeah.
It says, "Nothing worse than a locked shitter when you got a turd, right?" Of course, the door busts open and Jason Mewes comes flying out and starts spitting in the parking lot. And then a big-ass bald dude comes out behind him.
I just missed my donkey.
Yeah, that was Kiki Kelly from Clerks 2.
Clerks 2. That's why I
Yeah.
mentioned that, because you talked about how Kevin had a scheduling conflict.
Yep.
So Muse is like, I don't want to do this anymore. And then the big dude hands Kevin Smith the money, and Jason and Muse, he tells him that basically, I told you he was sweet and womanly. And make sure that he goes and tells his friends.
I'll say too, Kevin Smith lost a lot of weight over the years.
Yeah, he did.
Oh yeah.
Well, he
ever
almost
since
died.
he had his fucking coronary, he he changed real quick.
Yep.
Yeah, this tubby bastard loves the cock.
Loves the cock.
Yes. Jay and Silent Bob, y'all.
Yep. That was in Mallrats, right? That he said that.
Yeah, I think that was Mallrats.
Yeah. Because they were they caught the police got him. He's like, no, not me. I'm into chicks, but this tubby bastard right here, he loves the. Or no, that was
maybe
that
it was
James
Dogma.
Silent Bob Strike Back.
Dogma. No, it might have been Dogma, man.
I think so.
No,
I think it's Dogma.
It was definitely Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, where they had the chimpanzee and they were out in front of the diner.
Oh yeah, with William
Will
Ferrell.
Yeah, Will Ferrell was in it. Yeah, fucking love those guys. Those are movies we need to get into also.
Yeah,
just do the whole, the
pantheon of the Askewniverse. That'd be fun, man.
Askewniverse, yes.
The View Askewniverse. That's what it is. So they cross into California. Get another little montage. Hutch is getting beat up by some kids with a lightsaber. They see another convertible with hotties, but this time they actually get flashed. And they're now, I guess it's been over 100
Oh my god!
miles. Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Oh my god! Oh, I just wanted you to continue on with the story, and I was just going to keep doing that.
Crossing the Golden Gate Bridge. It's been over 100 miles. It's nighttime now as they pull up at Skywalker Ranch. Zoe has some night vision binoculars that she's looking through. They figure out they need to get to the level C editing base, and you know what we really need? A grappling hook. So they're walking out in typical fashion if someone's going to break into something, but with Tom Sawyer playing in the background. Windows
more Rush.
Windows grapples over and opens the gate. Then we get a Hutch doing a ninja roll and crawling across the crowd for some fucking reason.
Wait, can we just mention how tall this gate was?
It's like 6 foot.
It's like something even my fat ass could could manage to hobble over. Okay.
Yeah, it's really not that bad. They get in using the device that Shatner gave them. They follow a map through a corridor, and Shatner gave them a key card that opens the door, and they walk into this room that's like a museum of collectibles. They just start randomly grabbing shit too. Hutch grabs Han's pistol. Zoe's playing with the R2-D2 recording the "Help Me, Obi-Wan." Then Hutch grabs Indy's hat. Windows finds Willow's spellbook. You know Willow, that little guy.
I love that. Hey Joe, remember the time we went to Planet Hollywood and I was annoying because I pointed out that all the props
Everything's
were
wrong.
inaccurate?
There was one though that was accurate when we saw DJ Qualls' clothes from Road Trip, and I told you that fucking RJ thought DJ Qualls was an actual DJ.
That was great.
That's true.
He
That's
had me
true.
convinced for that episode.
I did. That was pretty good, right?
That was good. Well, it's funny. Talk about inaccurate.
I believe the bullshit so much.
Yeah.
I convinced everybody
I
else.
was totally convinced, but
That was when we went to,
Doug's like, no,
we
RJ's
were at Planet
right.
Hollywood, and I had the cream pie lasagna.
That's true.
Oh, God. Eric, one place if and when you get to Vegas, they have an Avengers Station thing that you can go in.
Oh,
it costs like $40, and it's all just fake shit. it's actual MCU Disney place, but
hey,
they tell you it's from the movies. The props are from the movies and stuff, but you look at 90% of this stuff and it looks like shit. There's no way it came from the movie. So
that's kind of how I felt. The last 20 minutes of this movie, I'm like, okay, they have a few. I'm such a nerd for this shit, man, and. You can tell by looking at stuff like, okay, yeah. That looks like a prop. That looks like, oh, that's a toy. That's a toy.
Yeah.
And even the Boba Fett helmet that
that was
they're
bad.
playing with in the scene. It's like, okay, I remember getting that from the Halloween costume
Right.
store when I was 8.
That's
Yeah, some of it is just terrible.
Side note, Joe, have you ever been to Vegas?
Yes.
Did you ever go to the Star Trek The Experience?
I wish.
I heard about that.
Okay.
That was gone before I started going. I heard
Yeah,
about that.
so I
thing.
went when I was younger. It was pretty fucking cool. You got to like one of the things that they had was
I watched YouTube videos on this.
It's awesome.
Like
yeah.
I wanted to do this.
Dude, what about that shopping mall? I think it's in Jersey where they built a replica of the Enterprise, like the original Enterprise.
No, I haven't been to Jersey ever.
Okay. Well, if you're
Who
going to
the
go.
fuck wants to go to Jersey?
Hey, listen, Jersey's the Garden State. It's fucking beautiful.
It's pronounced garbage.
Garbage State,
Yeah,
yes.
that's very true.
Give Jersey a chance. Somewhere in Jersey, there's a burnt-out shopping mall that's got a replica of the original Enterprise deck on it, and that's worth the price of admission. Okay? For the whole state.
Okay.
All right, so just as bad as Jersey, we get Hutch's Temple of Doom accent.
No, that was spot on.
I thought that was good. I thought that was really good, actually.
The guards are watching them on camera. Linus and Eric are reflecting on Darth Vader as the security guards come in. I love the fucking silver mask from
TX 1138.
Yeah.
THX 1138.
They try to run away, but Zoe gets grabbed, and Windows isn't leaving without her. Never tell him the odds. Now here's a great cameo. He grabs the lightsaber and says there can only be one, which is obviously a Highlander references. But one of the security guards, played by Ray Park, who's also Darth Maul in episode 1, pops out 2 beatdown sticks and starts doing the Darth Maul lightsaber moves
Yes, it's so
him.
great.
But he eventually gets dick punched, and they escape to an elevator where you hear the Yoda voice says, "Going up, you are."
Yeah, I know.
You didn't point out their costumes, sir, or their
me and
uniforms.
Me and Doug already talked about the
THX 1138.
Yeah, we just said that like 2 seconds
My
ago.
bad. I zoned out. I was looking at backup cameras. Anyways, continue.
They run through the house and go into a garbage chute, which is fitting. And of course, that Lucas is going to have an accurate recreation of the garbage room from New Hope.
Yeah.
You know what though? Can I just say with Lucas, I could almost actually fucking believe that.
Yeah, I 100% believe it.
Like, I really could believe and that he's that like fucking egocentric with his creations.
Yeah, I mean, I would if it was me.
Well, I mean, again, egocentric. You know, there you go.
The walls start closing in and they start flipping out, but then Zoe's like, "That's the exit right there."
Yeah.
They run down a few more hallways and end up in Lucas's office, where they see a laptop with the episode 1 rough cut on it.
Okay, let's just talk about this real quick. And I could be completely wrong. I might be completely wrong, but I don't think anybody had rough cuts of fucking anything of quality on their laptop, even if it was Hollywood.
Yeah.
Am I wrong in thinking this? Like nothing was visual
Somebody
still
had a
then.
Jar Jar Binks screensaver.
That's true. I don't know, 1998, like that's the turning point, right? So maybe you're starting to get, hey, look at the dailies on your laptop. Like maybe that's starting to happen.
Highly doubt. I'm putting dollars to donuts that that's not the case.
Yeah.
But I could be wrong. I could be completely wrong. This guy is the guy who invented the Pixar computer.
I like how you believe
Or
that
helped.
he can have a working New Hope garbage room, but he can't have a laptop with a movie on it.
That's just simple hydraulics, sir.
Yeah, exactly.
So they press start and the crawl begins. Just as they do, security gets to the door and they all start to scatter and hide. Windows lands on top of Zoe on a couch and he tells her about the hooker in Vegas and that he loves her. She says she loves him and they start kissing. Security comes in and take off their masks. And of course it's Will Forte and Craig Robinson. Fucking love it. And Hutch is like walking with him, pretending like he's the security guard too. Who are you guys? Yeah, who are you guys? But of course, that doesn't last very long. Linus picks up a Millennium Falcon and says he's going to smash it.
Yeah, this is one of those things that pissed me off, especially, you know.
It looks like trash.
Yeah, the response was like, do you have any idea how much that's worth? And I do, and it's like $35.
Yeah, right. Forte says he won't do it. Then Eric threatens he's going to smash a training remote. And Forte says, well, he'll destroy Yoda. And then we have the Star Wars Mexican standoff going on. Zoe holds a lighter up to a Ewok head. And I love Forte's line. I was always more of a Star Trek fan anyways. And then a bunch more security breaks in. We get a shot of them all lined up at a table, and the head security guard walks in, which of course is Danny McBride. And I, of course, am going to play another clip here of Danny McBride interrogating them because it's amazing.
How you guys doing? You guys doing good? So let me get this right. You guys wanted to see our movie early, for free. So you broke into private property, huh? And you tried to steal it. I haven't even seen the movie yet.
Sir, I understand that this looks bad.
It looks like 3 to 5 years locked up for breaking and entering bad. That's right, sweet cheeks. By the time you all walk away from this, your faces are going to be shrunken and shriveled just like your one nut. What?
How can you possibly know that?
Oh, we know about your Uniball. We know everything, Mr. Harold Hutchinson, a.k.a. Hutch, son of Gloria, humongous Rush fan.
Dude, you're freaking me out, man. How do you know this?
Because you have a Rush shirt on, dipshit. And because we have a dossier on every single one of you. No one move. Get your hands off the glass table. Hello, Mr. Lucas.
George! Hey, George! Shut up!
Yes.
I can hear his beard.
Yes. Mm-hmm. I don't want to say that it was a hole in my security, but how did you guys break in?
I used a grappling hook.
Was William Shatner involved with this?
No, not at all.
They said no. No one was hurt. Not yet. Mm-hmm. Okay. Very well. I've just been told that what I said earlier, I no longer believe. Mr. Lucas is touched and mildly flattered by what you have done here, and I have been informed that I feel the same way. So the charges are going to be dropped. That is, of course, if you are what you appear to be.
Wait. What do we appear to be?
Fanboys. Something we can easily determine with a simple quiz. What is the name of the planet that Leia gave Grand Moff Tarkin as the false location of the Rebel base in Episode 4?
Dantooine.
What is the name of the gunner in Luke's snowspeeder?
Back.
Where is a woman's G-spot located?
What?
If you were to ask a woman to perform a Mississippi handbag, where would your testicles end up?
That's not a Star Wars question.
I didn't say the nipples. I said the little bumps around the nipples.
Yar. R.
That is not a Louisiana pile driver. But you wouldn't know about that, would you? Virgin. Virgin.
Areola borealis? Near the bumps?
That's what you do. You aim for the eye, grab the lip, lead her around the room, blinding the Marlin.
God, you're sexy and well-versed. I like it.
Oh! Guards!
That's okay.
Okay, that's
all right, I got
Hold
it.
it.
All right, I'm
Let's
good.
go.
Bye-bye. Congratulations. Mr. Lucas has decided to drop the charges.
Hey, so what? So we're free to go, right?
Well, not exactly. He says you can watch the film.
Oh my God! We can watch the movie?
Hold it. Only you.
good, man. It's right.
All right, so
Eric, are you crying?
Shut up, man. Shut up. Leave me alone.
I know. Can I just say Kristen Bell in this scene is my spirit animal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so
Tell
RJ,
me I'm wrong.
RJ, where do the balls end up with a Mississippi handbag?
You gonna tell me?
Yeah, I'm going to tell you.
I guess.
All right. I thought you. Jesus, I'm disappointed in you.
No,
Yeah,
no. It's. I know what it is.
Okay. Well, I want you to tell me where
Just
do you,
Google search me. Give him a second, Doug.
where do
Armpit.
your balls? Yeah, thank you.
Woman's armpit.
Yes. All right. Thank you. All right.
That was
Sorry.
some good Google
Which
search,
it
RJ.
makes sense because like you guys ever seen that? Like they have like a day bag and they'll throw it under their armpit.
Right.
Like
Exactly.
that's your nutsack. It's that's yeah.
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 Anyway. Okay. Proceed, Joe.
Okay, so Linus is watching the movie. It's real sad. The rest of the gang's out in the van waiting, and he comes out and just says Chewy, which basically means shotgun. They leave and head to a campsite. And I have another very fucking long clip here to round out the movie. I know, like I said, I didn't have a ton of clips, but they're all long ones. So,
you know, sometimes that's all you need.
but it's heartfelt. So here we go.
That's not bad. Thanks, man. Something I need to. I should probably tell you before I'm going. You can say it. I'm gonna hold against you. I wish I could change these last 3 years, you know? You know, I wouldn't want you to. You gotta keep the flaws. Crappy effects. Real puppets. That's what makes it so good, you know? Yeah. So this was never about the movie. You know, this was, it's about all of us. Look at us. We're together again. Freezing our nuts off. You know?
Don't cheat me up. That's a rule. Dicks.
I'm gonna go save him. You coming?
No, I'm good right here.
Guys, it's time.
That better be your lucky R2 Pokemon.
Nope. My peas.
Yeah. Sign a punch.
Talk to me.
Where the hell are you?
I'm just finishing up at the garage here, man.
Yeah, well, shake a leg, you bastard. We're saving your plane.
All right.
That's awesome. God! Right, that's the buzzer. Yeah!
kidding me? Are you Eric Botley?
Yeah. We just got your new comic.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate that.
I don't. I think it's quite shoddy. Worst series ever. Total Lucas ripoff! The artwork is neophyte. Best.
What's up, my nerds?
Huh?
Why don't you ask the man for an autograph? Ask the man for an autograph! Do it!
Here you go.
All right, let's move it, Bubba Bags. In a line. Move it! Let's go!
Chaz, what the hell are you doing here, man?
Oh, come on, bro. It's the wars.
I love that about you.
Ah! Did you see through Peter's face? Pull that trip. Oh, smart man. Sir, you're good.
You guys, to Linus. Linus.
What if the movie sucks?
Spoiler alert.
we
Yeah,
played this out
exactly.
there. What if the movie sucks?
Yeah. Now we know what if.
Yeah, I really enjoy this whole like montage of shit happening, and I think what really makes me enjoy it so much is the fact they're playing Space Hog in the meantime, which is one of my
Yes.
favorite songs. That's like one of my favorite bass lines to play.
Yeah.
If I pick up a bass anywhere, I'm going to probably play that because it's so much fun.
That's a great tune. That is really a great tune.
Yeah, that's why I kind of wanted to let that whole thing play out just so I could hear the song. We get the, Linus saying his goodbye to Eric, and then of course he dies because he's not at the movie theater with him. We get the callback, if in the first act you wake up spooning somebody and you have an R2D2 in your pants, this time it's going to be your penis.
It's great with how casually he just says that. Nope, that's my penis.
Nope, my penis.
My penis.
Then, Hutch has got his detail shop open, Hutch's Touch, and he calls it a garage. He doesn't call it a carriage house.
Yep.
And Eric's drawing comics again, and Chaz shows up when the two Boba Fett's. I'm not going to say what he said, but the two Boba Fett's are sitting there giving him shit. It's the wars, bro.
So yeah, I do find that interesting, just because it kind of reminds me of another movie, The Other Guys, where what's his name?
Will Ferrell?
No, not Will Ferrell.
Mark Wahlberg?
The Captain, Batman.
Oh.
Michael Keaton.
Yeah,
Michael Keaton, when he's quoting Destiny's Child throughout the whole movie. That's kind of like what Chaz's character reminds me of, but not as clever.
Right.
Like cleverly deployed the references to show that he actually is a fan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Then everyone's in the theater, everyone's in costumes and celebrating and having a good time. They clink their beers together for Linus, and then they say, "What if the movie sucks?" Which, in hindsight, it did.
It did indeed, man.
I don't like sand.
Of course, and rough and irritating. Yeah, but again, like they captured even just the shots of the people in the theater, like so amped. Like I remember that feeling so vividly. And this movie hit me so hard because, and I've told you guys this before, this is something that me and my brother share, who we've had on the show. So like every time a new Star Wars movie came out, no matter where in the country we lived, distance wise, we had to see it together on opening night. Yeah. Whether I flew him up or I flew down, it didn't matter. Like it became so like that little bit of dialogue, like it was never about the movie. It kind of rings true for me. Like, yeah, I love these movies, but they represent so much more in my life and in my childhood, and just like the feelings involved. So, like I said, I cried much more than I should have, and this was another one of those moments where I was like, "Fuck, man!" Like, it's not even fair, but it really is checking all the boxes for me.
I think the movie you've seen the most in the theaters says a lot about you. Which of the movies that you guys have seen the most number of times? Which movie is the one you've seen the most number of times in theaters?
In theaters,
the one movie you've seen more times in a theater than any other movie.
Are you talking Star Wars movies or any movie?
Just in general.
Any movie?
Because this movie will this will tell me a lot about you as a person.
For me, it's Back to the Future, because every time there's a theater showing it, I'll either go or my wife will take me. So I've seen it in a movie theater as recently as like 3 months ago.
Doug?
Yeah, see, I'm not that hardcore. I mean, I used to go, back before VCR even existed, VHS tapes even existed. Like Jaws, I saw 4 times because that was the only way to see it. And
Yeah.
I did see.
So does that count?
Yeah, it counts. It
Sure
says
it
a lot
does.
about Doug. He's a New England
He's
asshole.
old.
Yes, that's what it says about Doug. Doug's old. Yeah, Empire Strikes Back was 3 or 4 times. And VHS was available then, but I still went to see it. I saw Endgame 3 times. I mean, so yeah.
RJ?
Actually, the movie I've seen most would be Empire, because like with Eric and Back to the Future, I saw it a handful of times back around actually when this movie is supposed to take place, because they re-released them with all the specialized shit. I was young enough to not really know. Like, it was like one of those things when I watched it in theater. I'm like, wait, this doesn't happen in the VHS, does it? Mind you, I'm only 6 or 7 years old.
Right.
So like, it's not like something like I know like the back of my hand at this point on what version I'm watching and what the difference is. It was slight enough to me like second guess myself. I guess I don't really pay attention when I watch it at home because I don't remember that.
All right. I'm going to send a picture because not only did I watch this movie more than any other movie in the theater ever, but I actually have the official script book from the movie. There we go. I just sent it over.
Oh, jeez.
I watched this movie like 25 times in the theaters when it came out, and that's
Holy
Beavis and
crap.
Butthead Do America. And then I actually got the actual script to the book.
Well, you just reminded me, Joe. I mean, Rocky Horror, I've seen 25, 30 times in the theater.
And I still have,
That's a
I
good
can't believe
one.
I still have this fucking script book. Like, what year did I buy this in?
That's pretty impressive, dude.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah. That's why I had to look on my shelf to see if I still had it.
Fucking pretty random if you ask me. Like,
1997.
all movies.
I've
I
had
know,
this
right?
book since 97.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
What is it about?
It came out when I was in like 10th grade, and I was
animated classic that speaks to you, Joe.
I just think it's Mike Judge's sense of comedy that really speaks to me. Because if you think about my favorite things, Silicon Valley, Office Space, Idiocracy, Beavis and Butthead Do America, King of the Hill. Like, I love fucking Mike Judge shit.
It's a great movie, though. Beavis and Butthead Do America.
It's so good. We got to do that on one of these episodes.
Oh, my God.
That sucks.
I am the great Cornholio. I need TV for a bungle.
Hey, Beavis.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
That was pretty good.
They were whacking in my tool shed. Oh, God, it's such a fucking great movie. But anyways, on that note, we have something we got to do, guys.
I am a movie critic by trade, and until recently, I got paid to tell you people which movies merely stink and which ones you shouldn't screen near an open flame. Well, I'm putting the burden of lousy movies back on you. It's very simple. If you stop going to bad movies, they'll stop making bad movies. If the movie used to be a TV show, just don't go. After Roman numeral 2, give it a rest. If it's a remake of a classic, rent the classic.
Tell them you want stories about people, not $100 million of stunts and explosives. People, it's up to you. If the movie stinks, just don't go. The movie stinks. Just don't go.
You love me. You really love me.
It stinks. It stinks. It stinks.
Are you not entertained?
So it's that time, guys. Ratings. Where do you guys, RJ? Since you're the guest here, you should go first. What do you give Fanboys?
I forget. We do this out of 10, right?
No, 0 to 5.
0 to 5. My apologies.
5 being best, 0 being Will's mom's cookies.
Fair enough. I give this 3.8 out of 5 flat hams or whatever they call it.
Pressed hams.
Pressed hams.
Pressed hams.
3.8. So, and probably if you have asked me this like back in 2009, it would have been way higher. I would have given it like, like a whole point more.
Yeah.
But it's nostalgic. I do appreciate that. It definitely brings back a lot of memories, but also kind of made me sad of where like Star Wars fandom is at now, or just fandom in general. Like it was a much, simpler times.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Where insults were,
acceptable.
Well, not just that, but I just meant I was trying to do the New Hope line, what is it, Eric? Come on, tell me. What's the lightsaber?
It's a weapon from a more civilized age.
Exactly. I feel like this is when fandom was of a more civilized age, where you just sat around talking shit with your friends about fucking movies you love, versus now it's like super political, or it's like
the internet hadn't corrupted us yet.
yeah. You don't have people like, when it comes to like Star Trek, like who just really truly are like the Seth Rogens in this film, where like inclusion is a fucking terrible thing, even though it's been prevalent in Star Trek since day one, and you have to be a fucking idiot to realize that that's not the case. But you have fandom like that, and it's so corrosive these days, where it's just disgusting. And it does, but this film does bring back a more civilized era for sure when it comes to fandom, and I appreciate that. And also the soundtrack, fucking Christ, there's my childhood.
Yeah. Eric.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you, RJ. It takes me back to a time in my life where, like, being in love with this kind of shit puts you on the outside still. Where it's like, it's just so prevalent today. Like, everybody loves all of that shit to the extent that you're not an other, if you have an appreciation for science fiction or comic books, like, it's just pop culture now.
I agree with that 100%, because you're more of an other now when you say The Mandalorian sucks.
Exactly. See, you're on the opposite end of things now. Like, you are discriminated against for your
Well, no, and
dissent.
to be fair,
and rightfully so.
Yeah,
Joe also appreciates Star Trek Discovery, which diehard fans also
fantastic show
bastardize, fans of all the time.
Yep. Until they watch it and then they realize that they were wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
Bullshit. Most people who I know, like, they're just like so ignorant about him.
And they're today's version of a fanboy. That's the problem.
I got diehard Star Wars fan to admit that Star Trek is better by having them watch Discovery.
I mean, look, I love both. There's not much I don't love. My whole feeling on it is there was something sort of special and unique and character building about loving something that much that sort of made you a social pariah.
Correct.
And so maybe some of that character gets lost now that it's so accessible and it's so accepted.
Yeah.
So
it's cool to be a nerd now.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Yeah, you have great sitcoms like Big Bang Theory cashing in on that. Amazing pieces of television.
Yeah.
So I appreciate it going back in time. You know, like I said, this movie gave me all the feels, between Carrie Fisher and just between some of the dialogue and ultimately, like, this movie was about, here's this silly thing that means so much to us and not everybody can understand it, but here's why. So I related to that in a big way. Film wise, like it was kind of amateur. It was kind of, you could tell they stretched the budget as far as they could. It was like $1 million that they shot it on, or no, I'm sorry, $1 million that they made, 8 or 9 that they shot it on. It was a failure. You know what I mean? But for me, I gotta give it a solid 3.9 out of 5.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
That makes
Dougie?
sense. I mean, mainly what's already been said, especially with RJ. It's funny. I looked back, obviously using IMDb to get some of the trivia and look at the cast and such. And when this came out, I rated it an 8 out of 10. And I don't like this movie nearly as much as I did when it came out. I don't know. Maybe it was my mood today or whatever, but I only laughed a couple times, and I thought it was, there was a lot wrong with it, mainly because of what the studio put the writers and directors through with the changes and shit. And I think that really hurt this flick now. So that being said, I mean, it's a 3.6 for me.
Still pretty good.
Yeah. No, yes, I can't trash this movie, not even close, because it does mean so much to me. But yeah, it's, it would have, just like RJ said, if we had done this right after, it would have been like a 4.5.
Yeah.
And it's a 3.6 today. I just couldn't give it higher than that.
Well, being a fan of insult comedy, of cameos, of asinine things, of just these kind of movies with big casts of things not ever really seeming to go right, but then they seem to work out at the very end. Take away from it a little bit of the shit because I don't really care about the cancer story. I don't really want to watch Walk to Remember. Like, I'm with the original director on that. I get whoever the fuck we didn't want it in there. I'm like, I don't need that.
Oh, it was Harvey Weinstein. So yeah, you're with Harvey Weinstein, Joe.
Yeah. Just saying, potty plant.
Thank God it's you and not me.
Exactly, you and Harvey. Lockstep.
I don't need to
Great.
when I watch football, I don't want to know about the fucking guy's family. Just fucking play football. Like, I don't need the backstory. This is an American Idol. But anyways, I watching this movie again, I really did enjoy it. I'm gonna go and give it a 4.3.
Nice.
Wow,
man.
the biggest Trekkie here gives it
well,
the highest rating.
If, like I said, if they would have gave it, like, they did show love to Trek, though. That's the whole thing. Like,
no, absolutely.
So I can't hate on it, and Han Solo is still a bitch.
Okay. Here's the thing, though. Evidence, right? Like, show me an example of Han Solo being a bitch.
Well,
and I'll give it to you.
Okay, so they basically glorified Shatner in this movie by, like, making him the person who actually was able to give them everything they needed to break into the compound, and even to the point where George Lucas was like, "It wasn't Shatner, was it?" However, when the time that they're basically sucking off Harrison Ford to, like, say how great he is, they had to take a shot at him by putting 6 Days and 7 Nights on a billboard outside.
Well, that's because Harrison Ford is a megastar. What is
because
William Shatner doing? Megastar does not a bitch make, my friend.
He's doing Priceline, Jerry Ryan's panties.
Jerry Ryan's panties.
He can get into anything.
Oof.
I don't know. Plus, I just found that it's like, enjoy it all. It's a fucking fun movie. I like fun movies. It's fun.
Yeah, it was a love fest.
I think
with Dark Hair was pretty good too.
I just came to the realization the new trilogy and everything that came of the new trilogy, as far as fandom is concerned, actually ruined this film for me. Because like a lot of the stuff that went through my head, like things are like, oh yeah, I wish it were that simple, or like, man, you can't have those like passionate conversations without getting like super political and like whatever, that you see now with, like I said, fandom. So because of the toxicness of some of the fandom now since this film and since the new trilogy, it kind of diminished Fanboys a little bit for me. And that's very upsetting.
Listen, I can see where you're coming from, but you got to remember, I'm a 36-year-old young man, approaching middle age.
All right.
Name one of his hands, Leia.
Young man.
Yeah. What do we say, young?
A little bit.
Well,
Not young anymore.
Compared to Doug, he's like a newborn.
Exactly.
Oh God. No, but
yeah, I'm pretty sure Doug's probably got kids older than you.
Not quite.
Listen, the point is,
I got kids your age though, RJ.
I know.
I'm sure.
He's got grandkids older than you.
Yeah. Sorry, Eric. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. But Doug is right. I'm rolling up on 40, and that's kind of the point, man.
I'm 39.
Well, yeah, you're a little closer than me.
I just turned 30. So, hey.
You're a goddamn baby. But, these new trilogy movies, like, yeah, they're divisive, and there's more people invested in. You hear more opinions now.
What?
I'm serious, man.
Wait, what did you say, though? What word?
Divisive?
Divisive.
No, it's divisive.
Listen.
Divisive is the correct
divisive,
term.
Joe. It's not divisive.
It's not divisive. It's divisive.
No, it's divisive because it divides people.
No, it's divisive.
It's divisive because
I've never heard the word divisive. You guys are fucking with me now.
I'm not fucking with you.
I swear to God, that's a real word.
It's a real word. I promise you.
No,
I'm like 3 double IPAs in from Mother Earth in. And I can tell you right now, divisive is a word.
No.
Divisive.
Joe, regardless.
Okay, hold on. I gotta feel. I'm getting the fucking hold on. I'm playing. Okay, here we go. You ready? I'm probably gonna be wrong.
No, you're actually right, Joe.
Divisive.
Wait, what is it?
Divisive.
Yeah.
What is it?
Divisive.
Huh? It's
divisive.
Listen, potato. The point is, man, I'm rolling up on 40 years old. These new trilogy movies, the trailers would come out, and I'd sit in my car like a kid, watching them over and over again, calling my brother. I mean, there's still some goodwill towards this stuff in the world.
Writing's not that easy, but
it's not
Grammarly
all
can help. This sentence is grammatically correct.
RJ, how high are you right now?
I'm not. I'm drunk, but I'm still kind of pissed that Joe was right. That's all I was like. I was trying to, honestly, what I was doing,
too. Like
what I was doing is I was literally trying to find another clip
I know
to prove Joe being wrong.
Well, because it divides people. It's divisive because it divides.
I've just never said it like that. My entire life, I've never said it like that.
What do you call a thing you measure temperature with?
A thermometer, of course.
Thermometer. Duh.
It's a thermometer. You're using a meter to measure thermos. It's a thermometer.
I guarantee if you pull that one up on how to pronounce it, you're wrong. Okay.
I mean, but if you think about what it is, it's a thermometer. You don't call it a multimeter. It's a multimeter.
Multimeter isn't the same word as multimeter.
Yes, it is. It's spelled the same way. It's a thermometer, not a thermometer.
Okay.
You're not measuring
So
moms.
you go ahead and you be the only person in the world who pronounces it that way and live your life in peace, my friend. All right?
Live my life like a fucking intelligent person. It's like, wait, what do you call a person who sells real estate?
A realtor.
Okay, at least you got that one right. I can't stand if people say realtor.
Right.
Or what about a person?
A realtor?
It's just realtor.
Right.
And what about a person who sells jewelry?
A jeweler.
Or wait, I'm sorry. What does a jeweler sell?
Jewelry.
No, it's just jewelry.
No, it's jewelry.
Nope, it's jewelry.
It's jewelry.
Jewelry.
There's no E before the R. It's not jewelry. It's
jewelry.
Jewelry.
Oh, Joe, listen. Differing pronunciations of divisive, right? Divisive, divisive. Both are familiar. Both are widely used. And there is no difference, rather like the two pronunciations for either tomato or tomato. Just individual idiosyncrasy.
Right.
All right. And then the last test here. What's the thing that heats the water in your house called?
A heater.
What do you call it?
What are you talking about? A water
the
heater?
thing that's
you're talking about hot water heater. Blah, blah.
I hate
it's
when
a
people
water
fucking
heater.
say hot water heater. You're not heating hot water. You're just heating water.
You know what I hate? I hate when people say dead body. It's a fucking body. The body's dead. It's assumed that if you're talking about a body, that you're talking about a dead person. It's not a dead body.
No, not
Talking
necessarily.
about nobody.
Okay.
What about your body is a wonderland?
Are
Is
we
that a
trying to
dead
turn?
person?
Are we trying to turn an hour and a half movie into a 3-hour episode?
Pretty much.
All
I
right.
think we fucking did.
We're close.
Pretty much.
We're
Hey, RJ,
we're
why don't you plug
close.
something?
It's time.
I'm gonna take like 15 minutes to plug something so we can be 3 hours in. Just to piss off.
I'm just
Doug.
going to hit stop on the recording.
It usually
Wait.
takes you about 15 minutes to plug something.
Yeah.
I mean, takes
It's
me
so-
a little
it's
bit
so
longer.
loose. He
But
has to
hey,
really
it depends.
make
It
clear
really
days.
depends. It really depends.
Takes him 15 minutes to plug something. It takes someone else 2 seconds to plug him.
I mean, depends on how big that person is. They got to have more girth than R2. I'll tell you that much.
All right, RJ, what do you do?
Height is not necessarily something I need to plug. But girth, definitely. We need something.
Wow.
We need something with girth. Anyways, you can check me out at Just Surprise Me, the
That's
part
a
of
podcast.
the O'Rourke network, if you will.
It's the JSM Podcast Network.
Yes.
There, okay. At least it's not named after him.
Nah.
You know. And you can also catch me at Telly Talks on YouTube if you like, guitar stuff.
Don't forget the Renegades.
And Renegades of Pop, where I just sit around and talk shit with my lovely, lovely co-host.
Yeah, super talented.
Very.
The co-host, not me.
Of
is what
course,
they're
yeah.
referring
And
to.
very honest
Oh yeah.
and accurate in everything she says.
100%.
Yep.
100%. What movie are we doing next, Doug?
We are doing the movie, one of my favorites, Almost Famous.
That was me. That's the story of my life.
Yes.
Blue Jeans, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, you mentioned that one in a watch Walk to Remember.
Yeah.
I think I know why.
Yeah. Nah, it wasn't one to remember.
No, not at all.
Nah, it was not a day to remember. Almost Famous.
Yeah, but real quick, I am definitely making a substitution soon because in looking at IMDb's recommendations for more like Fanboys, the movie Observe and Report popped up.
That's a good movie.
I need to do that just to get everybody's. We're not going to talk about it now because that is a disturbing fucking movie, and I just need to get everybody's vibe on it. So that one's going to be slipped into the rotation.
All right. I'm
All right,
down.
that's it. Don't say any more because I want to keep it
Okay.
fresh.
I know.
Yeah.
Also, another movie that comes up that's one of the household faves is Zack and Miri Make a Porno.
I just watched that recently. That's a good movie. That holds up. That's a funny fucking movie.
Did you do the enema?
Yeah.
Listen, let's just put it like this, gentlemen. If you do your job at plugging it, you shouldn't worry about anything because nothing's coming out.
Damn.
So,
All right.
enema not
Okay.
necessary.
All right.
And on
Just
that
saying.
note, lights.
Camera.
Fuck off.
Han Solo's still a bitch.
No. I know.
So if you're listening to Masters of the Cinematic Universe, you obviously love movies. I do too because I host this podcast. And my pedal company, 37FX, definitely has a movie theme. So if you're looking for really cool guitar pedals and the bonus of having some fun movie themes, hit up the website, 37fx.com. That's the word 30, the number 7.com. You can find things like the Fat Guy Little Coat Fuzz and soon to be released, the Tombstone Treble Boost, both based on some fantastic movies. So, hit the website up. We've got some great sound samples on there. And you can also hit me up through Facebook or Instagram with any questions you have. I really appreciate it. Thanks, guys.